Say hi, Brad.
Hello. Still don't have my
Of course you don't. Just say hello to everybody and then we'll arrive.
Hello, people. How are you out there? Who's with us today?
Welcome to live RC chat with Brad Kalman.
Yeah.
I'll
So
just type something in there.
what are we all doing today, and what do you guys want to talk about?
We're going to talk about radio control and RC cars
And I have to.
and trucks, semi trucks. Door actually opens on this. But,
I'm still not seeing it.
it'll pop up somewhere, somehow, someday. That's why.
Sorry, people. I'm trying to get it so I can read what's in the chat.
Brad and his chat.
Wow, I'm still not seeing it, Frank.
Oh, no?
No.
Oh, yeah. RC stuff is there. Big Head is there. Tank, check your WhatsApp. Okay, I'll go check it. It's upstairs.
Hey, Dave. Let's see here. Let me do this.
Hey, how come you're not there anymore? What'd you shut off your video for?
I didn't. I was trying to see if I could find it on the thing. I'll get back to you.
Okay.
Sorry.
Not a problem. But I think you're overthinking. Oh, no, he left. I guess he's gonna come back. So I will check the WhatsApp as soon as Brad comes back. I don't want to leave this alone. Thompson RC, how you doing? Doing pretty good. I'm working on this RC four-wheel drive slash, I can't remember the name of it. I should paste the link to get in here. That is not it. So did you get it, Brad, on your TV
No,
yet?
I'm still writing it out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, while you're waiting, people are waiting. So just chat and talk
Hey,
about.
what's up? Okay. Sorry, people. I'm a bit distracted. I don't mean to be. I'm trying to get so I can read what you have to say. Here we go. Yes.
So it is
Okay,
pinned
here
to
you
the
are.
top.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. Sorry, everybody. I was thinking about Thompson RC. Haven't been seen in any videos recently. I wish he'd join me on my video. RC stuff. Why don't you join us? If Frank puts it in there in the chat room to join us on the video if you'd like. Didn't you, Frank?
I'm gonna go get my phone. I'll be right back.
All right. Because there should be a link to getting in the video chat part of this, everybody. Have I been busy? Who's been busy? Me or Thompson? Oh, well, we'll help you figure it out when Frank gets back. There should be in the chat room, there should be a thing where you can get on. It'll take you to the video part of this chat. Frank will explain it to you. What have you been up to, RC stuff? Oh, well, you know, he lives about 5 hours from me. You know, he lives in Ohio, in Cincinnati. There he is.
Who?
Who made a big mess, just got the kitchen back together, and drain it is still clogged. Sorry to hear that. Frank, you back?
Yes, I'm back.
Can you explain to RC stuff how to get into the video chat?
Click the link that's above, https US02 web for Zoom, and you'll be able to get in here.
Oh, I have a Hale boxing truck that needs to be put together. I'm trying to get the one of the diffs because I'm missing a gear in one of them.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm talking to RC stuff. Yeah. Oh, I am from Delaware. Says I can't get in tonight. What about you, Thompson? Hey, big head, why don't you join us? You know how to get into the room. Awesome. Who was that? Wasn't that Big Head?
Somebody was coming in, then he came out. Probably KBRC 13.
Oh, it's Keith. See, why don't you join us like Keith, everybody? Hey, Keith.
Hey, Brett, something's going on. I don't know what's going on.
What's going on with what?
Me, no, I keep on losing. Yeah, I keep on losing.
Oh yeah.
What is this thing?
January 4th at 3 o'clock.
Keep losing the connection.
The Zoom.
Well, it'd be nice to have you in the video part of the chat, Thompson.
But having them in the chat part is also nice.
It's nice that you guys are here. I'm glad you're all here. It can be easier when people are in the video chat. That's about it.
Yeah, it's easier to talk to. That's correct.
Did you get that wet dry vac, Thompson, to clean out your place?
One thing on this truck, there is some big, like I'm using my 2.5 and my 3mm on this truck right now. There's some pretty big screws.
Jamie Churchill.
That's it's actually my wife's login. This is Brian RC stuff. I ran downstairs for a couple minutes.
Oh, okay. So you
Cool.
got away from your daughter, huh?
Yeah, I put her to bed every night, and I just kind of mess around on the computer. So I checked out your.
We know your last name is Churchill. So what's your first name then?
I'm Brian.
That's Brian. Okay. Thanks, Brian. Thanks for joining us. Keith's having a connection issue. So that's why he just left. So what's it like in Delaware right now? Cold?
No, it's pretty nice. Today it was in the 60s. Not too bad.
we were in the high 50s today, but it was rainy like heck.
Oh, yeah.
Usually when
Getting
this
that
time of year, rain comes with the warmth.
Yeah.
You by the ocean?
In a straight line, we're like maybe 50 miles, but the beach is south of me by about an hour and a half.
Well, it's hard to believe that. I thought you'd be closer since it is the second smallest state in the union.
I'm like 40 minutes, 50 minutes from Philadelphia.
Okay, back in the early 80s, when my parents and I drove to Massachusetts, because I lived in Massachusetts for a year. And what was interesting is that we would cross through the top of Delaware. It took us 10 minutes to get in and out of it. I'm like, how is that possible? I mean, I know it's tiny, but regardless, states are a large landmass. There's no way about it. I mean, even Rhode Island, even a Rhode Island smaller than Cook County, Chicago area. So, I mean, it can take 2 to 3 hours on a certain way from northern Cook County to go to Gary, Indiana. It could take a couple of hours. It takes longer than you expect. So that can happen inside Rhode Island if it's almost the same size. Hey, Keith, you better now?
So RC stuff, what kind of radio control cars or trucks you got?
I only have a few. I have a Toyota Raider
not
from
talking.
back.
What
I have
got
a
got an echo. Okay, is what you were saying there?
Yeah, I was just saying I have a Kyosho Raider I got when I was a teenager back in the 80s. And I recently modified it, and it's running a brushless setup, goes over 60 miles an hour. I had a Kyosho Big Brute. I actually sold that recently. And I have a Turbo Ultima Pro XL, another Kyosho car from the 80s. That one goes close to 60 now. And I have my son's Traxxas Bandit. That thing's over 70, so I've been tinkering with that. I have an Armor Big Rock. And recently I got a Hey Boxing 16890A. I've been working with a lot of the different companies and doing a lot of like LiPo battery testing and stuff as well.
That's good.
I just got new lipos right here. This is supposed to fit. This is a 3800, believe it or not, and this fits in a WL Toy 144001.
Okay.
But the fighting buggy has a strange small battery holder area, and I needed one of these, and I wanted to have decent milliamp, so I got these because it's 3800. So I should get, even though it's a 15 turn, I'm hoping I get it's a 15 turn in it brushed, hoping I'm getting 15 to 25 minutes out of it.
Okay, nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assume you've seen my video of my Kyosho Beetle.
I'll have to check it out. I don't think
Click
I
that.
have.
Yeah, I have a super stock Tamiya motor in it. It is a locked can, but you can change
A
the
locked
brushes on it.
can, it's still lagging bad.
I don't know. I never did that before.
Can you mute yourself, please, Keith?
Yeah.
It has 20 degrees of timing on it already stock from the factory. So, and it's a 23 turn, and it will make pizza cutters out of my rear tire when it's not under load. So you know that, and it's fast.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was having problems with the ESC. I couldn't use my lights on it that's on it. At the same time, it would stop and just everything would die. I don't know why. I don't know if it's a receiver problem or it was an ESC problem. So I ended up putting, my friend gave me an Arma Mega ESC. So I put that in there. So hopefully I won't have that problem anymore if it was the ESC problem. If not, it might be a receiver problem, which overheats or gets overindulged somehow and it shuts itself down. But if for a couple of minutes it's fast as heck,
Yeah.
and then it dies.
I'll have to check that video out. Sounds pretty interesting.
Oh, you should see my 17 turn with 11 degrees timing on my holiday buggy. with oil-filled dampers. It handles beautifully and it's fast.
I had a 17 turn in the Ultima Pro back in the early 90s, and it was pretty quick. It was geared, it was pretty tall gearing, and yeah, some of those brush cars can move pretty good.
Yeah, they can.
You like Kyosho a lot. You've ever had any Tamayas in the past?
No, I would love to get one day. Growing up, my dad had talked to some buddies at his work, and they were really saying back then they leaned toward Kyosho because he felt the manuals were better and they're a little better constructed. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but
no, it
because
isn't.
of that,
It actually isn't. I mean,
Okay.
Kyosho makes a good manual, but not as good as Tamaya.
not as good.
Even though
Okay.
they both, even though when you open up the book, the screws are the same length on the side. They show that they're the same length of what screw you're using.
But yeah, I always loved the Tamiya cars better as far as how they looked, and I would have loved to have them, but you know, I had such limited money. I only had my 2 cars, and my dad bought the Ultima for himself.
Well, believe it or not, the Grasshopper 2 is actually cheaper than the original Grasshopper. It may be a live axle car, but you know, it's about the cars are personality and character. That's what makes them fun to play with.
They're cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have a GT tuned in my Hornet. People says that's a fast Hornet. I've seen people make Hornets do over 50 miles an hour with brushless motors. I mean, and the gearbox is pretty much bulletproof. It's pretty much bulletproof on the personality and character. Yeah, so I have a GT tuned in my Hornet.
Still feeding back here on my end.
Yeah, it is.
Well, do you have another window open somewhere, Keith?
I don't know.
Pretty much.
I'll see if I can get back in here.
So I like using a lot of the Tamiya motors because it's a lot. Some of their motors are really sought after. Is there something wrong there, Jamie? I mean, Jamie, Brian, you're muted.
RC stuff. I think you might have had that other video open in the background.
Sorry about that. I didn't know what I was doing. Yeah, it was my YouTube. I apologize.
Well,
Happens to all of us.
so they make good looking motors, and so did Kyosho. Kyosho made some beautiful motors too. They still do, but they don't make their brushed stuff, which is really nice. They're Tamiya had the VZ and RX, VX and VZ motors that were 19 turns that had adjustable timing that came with the Super Hot Shot, which I have, and I have that attached to a 3800. I had a Castle system in it, but it destroyed a gear. It was 4600.
4600 kV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the shaft on it was bizarre. It was longer than it was a 540, but the shaft was longer on it, and I'm wondering if that had something to do with it. I tried to make it correct with the pinion attaching to the spur, but I'm ending up giving that to someone because I didn't have a car to put that in until recently. I have a 2-wheel drive Senton Boost now, and I have that Stinger that was on sale. If you're familiar, that people have been doing that Stinger, the black and yellow buggy.
Stinger.
It's from Jags. There's some Jags. It has a metal rear. It has metal gears in the diff.
I was just seeing, somebody had a Jegs car the other day. YouTube friend of mine, Rec RC. It was like yellow and black, and it was a.
That's based on a Sen.
Okay.
That's a monster truck. Yeah, but mine's a buggy. It's actually based on a car called the G4 Genova. It doesn't have the Jag came with.
This was a buggy. Let me look it up real quick.
What color is yours, Brad? I thought yours was black and yellow.
Yeah, mine is black and yellow. It's a buggy. But this is a very nice brass bushing. It actually was running pretty smoothly in the 8 bushings in the hubs. but I replaced them with some ball bearings.
Yeah, his was a Stinger.
Yeah.
It was a pretty cool car. But it looks like they are out of stock until he was saying June or July.
Yeah, but they were going for $50. That was, you couldn't go wrong for $50.
Killer deal. Yeah.
And it's 550 motor. It'll do 28 miles an hour on a 7.2, and it'll do 38 with 3S. And it's 3S capable.
He ran it at 3S against his Arma Sentin, and they're actually pretty close. Now, granted, his Sentin had ball tires, but they were running off road, and they ran a baseball field. It was pretty close.
Yeah, I drive mine on baseball diamonds all the time. During the warmer months. Yeah, I got a lot to watch. A lot of it's Tamaya. I have one PO show. I also have an 8 scale Ipon.
I run mine on skate parks. Skate parks are fun.
I will have a couple. If Frank and my friend John want me to run on a skate park, and I say I'll get a couple there that I'll drive on there, but I'm not going to go out of my way to run on a skate park because that's just asking for trouble to me.
I'm too much of a chicken. I don't mess around with skate parks.
See, I have now 3 Armas. One was a phase-on voltage, which they don't make anymore, and I'm in the process. I bought new parts for that. Still need some couple of more parts.
Yeah.
That came with a 20-turn motor.
My Armor Big Rock, I was somewhat careful with it, and I already tore apart the diff got messed up in the back, and the I can't remember what the name of the gear is that connects to the diff, but they just shredded. It was like it was made out of soap. Plastic just turned to powder, and I'm pretty disappointed, honestly, because I probably ran like 30 or 40 packs through it, and it was done. So I had to take it all apart and fix
Is
it.
it metal gear?
No, it's plastic.
Oh, okay. You can replace them with metal, I think.
I probably should next time. Yeah.
There's plastic ones on my phase-on voltage, but it's only running a 20-turn brush, so it should be fine. And it runs 25 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But it can run up to that. The 2 other ones I have metal gears. But what's nice about the Stinger, it has metal gears and a full ball bearing set in the rear.
$50. That's crazy.
I know, and it drives really well, and it handles well, jumps well.
Yeah. Now my Big Rock, I think it has like a 3660. I don't know. It's a pretty beefy engine in it, motor in it, but in theory it'll go 50 plus. But the tires balloon so bad it just spins out when I get it above 45 miles an hour. But it's fun. I do a lot of battery testing with it, and it'll go 40 plus miles an hour across grass. I mean, the thing just hauls.
Believe it or not, there's companies that make it might be even them themselves. They have belted tires for a lot of the Armas.
I'm gonna get some for the Bandit because I'm in the process of it's my son's Bandit, but I'm gonna I put a smaller spur gear in it, and I'm trying to get it up above 80 miles an hour now. And it's when I was fixing it though, putting the new spur gear in, I noticed there was some slop in it. So I think I have to tear the whole gearbox apart, and I must have like wore out one of the bearings. And once I fix that, though, I should get it well above 80 miles an hour. And I don't know, I have fun tinkering with it because it's been real reliable and it's pretty stable at speed.
Yeah,
See?
so you got a Traxxas Bandit too.
Yeah. It was my son's, but he never uses it.
You do a lot of speed run cars.
Yeah.
Do you know there's a guy who took a Typhon or 7 scale Typhon? Or no, it might have been a Limitless. I could be wrong. As far as I know, he has the world record for fastest RC car. He got 204 miles an hour out of it.
Yeah, it's crazy. You
should hear what it sounds like going by.
I mean, even at like 75 miles an hour, it's got some noise to it, and you'd need a really good road to be going much over 100. I've seen Thompson RC get his up real close to 100, and it's you need a good road.
or a nice big huge parking lot
Yeah.
with a lot of open space between the cars.
I just kind of started with the Kyosho cars, and the Kyosho Raider, was a kind of an entry level car back in the day. And everybody talks about how fragile the gearbox is. And I originally had a 15 turn brushed motor in it, and it always ran fine. And I put a cheap Surpass Hobby setup in there, and it went like 37 miles an hour. But then I figured out a workaround how to put a bigger pinion in the car, because Kyosho kind of made it so it was really tough to put bigger than a 15 tooth. And I got an 18 tooth in it and changed to idle gear. And before long, it was going well over 40 on 2S. And I was like, I don't know, 3S is probably too much for it. So I put a really weak Ovonic 2S in there, and I got it up to 56. And then I put a Saipom 3S in there, and it went over 60 miles an hour. It starts to go kind of airborne though at those speeds. So,
Do you know that there's a company that makes a metal chassis for the Hornet and a metal chassis for the Lunchbox? And people were poor boys in Canada had a challenge, and everybody was trying to get a Lunchbox to go as fast as it could. Someone almost reached 60 miles an hour with it.
what kind of tires are they running?
It's a big tire.
Okay.
It's a monster truck tire, it's like a half the size or a quarter of a third of the size of the tire of like what's on a Clod, and the Clod has a bigger tire.
Yeah. This was like on stock tires for the Lunchbox.
Well, people got slicks or something like that. They chase the tires out, or they use smaller front end tires. And you go to Poor Boys, you'll see what he did, and everybody else. There's a lot of people did a thing.
That's moving.
Yeah. One thing's for sure, most Tamayas you're going to have to buy ball bearings for. Only their higher end kits usually come with full ball bearings. So that's how they do things, unfortunately, and people are pissed about it. And some of their cars are now starting to come out with hex drive screws. Not all of them do, but some do. But those are real expensive kits.
If you like Tamaya, it's a small channel, but a buddy of mine, Wade Skelton, he has a really good small YouTube channel. He gets the most obscure cars and all vintage. And he has a lot of Tamiya stuff on there, and good stuff. Like he'll modify them, and not for speed, but he does some really cool stuff with his vintage cars.
Well, I have a Surpass that I'm going to put in my Terra Scorcher. It's a 3600. I was planning on putting that in my fighting brigade. I decided not to.
I've been pretty happy with my Surpass Hobby setup. I have a 4370 with a 60 amp ESC. What I don't like is the brakes are even at 25% are too strong for my Raider. They lock up, and at speed, it's not good when that happens. And I have the punch set to soft, which is good, but yeah, the brakes are just way too touchy on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you have a programmer too?
Yeah. So I always run it on soft.
Too.
And then in the Ultima, I run a hobby wing 10.5 turn 3500 kV, and that has a card on it. I have the punch turn down on that, but I can't keep the front wheels down on it. Once I got up to 57, it could go faster, but can't keep the front down. I gotta add some weight, but it's just stupid at that point. It's too fast.
Well, the Kyoshos are normally when you see my super stock motor, it's called a BZ motor. They have a TZ, BZ, and an RZ. The RZ has lay down brushes. The others have stand up brushes. The RZ actually has another 1,000 RPM on the other two motors, but I think that's due to the lay down brushes. There's more surface to run more efficiently the com.
I'm gonna look for it right now. I'm on your YouTube channel. Oh, the RC Elf paid you a visit as well?
Oh, he's given me well over 20 cars, and he just gave me 3 new cars.
That's incredible. I
The man's
saw,
amazing. Did he help you out?
no, I'm not really, I don't know anything about him other than, I've seen Thompson RC got hooked up big time.
Yeah.
And, I've seen a few other channels where folks have, but yeah, I don't really know much about him other than it's this guy that sends people stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of nice of him.
He sends all over the world.
Wow. I guess, was he just find people on YouTube or?
Yeah. And you know what's funny? How he goes about it, he contacts someone he's already been in contact with, he's given to, and he says, do you know how to get in touch with whoever?
Yeah.
This is how it happened. Mick in Australia got in touch with me about the Elf, and the Elf contacted me. I gave Mick my information, and he gave it to the Elf, and he contacted me and told me about why he does what he does, kind of manner of speaking. So I got talked to by Mick in Australia, Hobby Shed RC, and he contacted me.
Huh.
And I was surprised. This happened to me a year before last.
That's
24.
cool. That would be a nice surprise, but
Yeah,
you know,
maybe he'll contact you through Thompson. Thompson will get in touch with you.
maybe. I mean, there's just so many channels that, you know, I'm not going to hold my breath, but that would be awesome. And they always seem to be like cars that are really good for the individual. Like Thompson, he got I think it was a Clodbuster, and he got I think it was a Grasshopper or what it was, but like the few channels that I've seen.
I believe he actually asked, "What would you like?" What like give
Yeah, he
him
does.
options.
He asks what you want.
Okay.
He asks you to pick 4 cars, I think. I think he asks you to choose 4 cars you want, and which one do you want the most. And
So,
luckily, you might luckily get more than 1 car.
so Brad could not pick one. He picked 20, so he got all 20.
I didn't pick all 20. He just ended up sending me over 20. He even sent me triplicate and duplicate that I passed on to a friend of mine because I didn't need double or triplicate of the same car.
So that's interesting. So the Tank RC, I'm sorry, I missed your name. I don't mean to be excluding you. I just
Frank.
It's
My
Frank.
name's Frank. Frank the Tank.
Frank the Tank. All right. And what kind of stuff is that you on the screen here with your I can't
Yes.
tell what it is.
Yeah, I'll show you my face in a second. I'll just turn off the big light because it's way too bright for nothing. And I'll just switch camera.
If I have to leave unexpectedly, it's just because my daughter got up, but so far so good.
Yeah, it's all good. There I
There
am.
you are. Frank.
So yeah, I'm the Tank RC. I own a lot of different cars. Oh, my lights are actually off in the back. I own well over 70 RC cars. So
Wow.
my collection, I have speeders, I have crawlers, I have military trucks, I have tanks, I have a little bit of everything.
What's your
No Kyoshos though. I am looking for some Kyoshos, but I probably will end up with some.
you have something in mind?
I don't know if I get a Kyosho, I want to get a something 4x4.
Yeah.
Buggy, 4x4 buggy or something from Kyosho. Well, actually, I do have some Kyoshos. I have Dodge Charger. I have the Kyosho Rampage, 2-wheel drive. But none of the vintage stuff. The Outlaw Rampage Pro I have. So I like it. It's nice.
The Outlaw Rampage. Is that the
Like a little pickup truck.
You can change the front fascia on it, whatever you'd like from a different era.
okay.
The ready to run came gold or gray.
That's cool.
It was nice. And I got
Yeah.
the Dodge Charger from Kyosho, and I got another one also. I got 2 phasers for on road.
I don't have the deepest pockets. My wife gets on my case, but what I have been able to do is network with a lot of different companies. And if you guys are interested, sometimes I can, if you want to like test lipos on your channel. I got a couple different battery manufacturers I work with, and Hey Boxing, you might already know this. They
I
have
have
a
a boxing cars.
Facebook group where they give people heavy discounts, but they also sometimes will send people stuff for free. That's where I got the Hey Boxing truck. I gave it to my daughter. Um, so mainly I've been getting lipos and chargers, but I've been trying to get more and more companies to work with because I get stuff for free and I test it, and it kind of sucks when their product's not good because then I have to crap on it, and maybe they don't want to do business again, but you got to keep things honest, of course.
I have two 18 scale HPXs, Hey Boxing cars.
They're fun for what they are.
One's in pieces. It's the Hailstorm, and then I got the like monster truck type one. It's 18 scale. They'll run 15, 17 miles an hour.
I just got the 16890A, so it's the brushless one. And out of the box, it went
It's a 16 scale.
16. It went 23 out of the box, and then it went 30, almost 35 on a good 3S. And I put bigger tires on it, and I got it up to almost 40 last weekend. So it's almost too unstable at that speed now.
Wow.
Good stuff.
I know WL Toy is making totally new making totally new 18 scale cars. I think they've totally revamped the whole car. So I only have one WL Toy car, and it uses a 550 brushed motor, and it does 31 miles an hour out of the box. So
That's pretty good.
has aluminum chassis, aluminum shocks with oil in it, a lot of metal parts on it. The newest HPX I have has more metal parts than my other one does.
Mine's got a full metal drivetrain. It's my daughter's technically, but the understanding is I would need to use it on my channel, but it's her car.
And she won't let
but like you said, you don't have a lot of big budget, but slowly, one car a year or whatever. Like I've been doing this for well over 10 years now. And before that, I was in RC, also into RCs. But I got to it with my son, which was 2 at the time. Now he's 13. So I got back into it because of him, and it's been snowballed. I do a lot of trades. I do upgrades. That's how I end up with a whole bunch of them.
That's an awesome collection you have there. Yeah, I just got back into it about 2 years ago, and yeah, I also have a boat, and that's another Hey Boxing I got. And I had a plane, but I crashed it. It was from when I was
problem with planes.
I converted it to brushless from Glow, and I should have had somebody fly it for me first because I never really flew my plane. I was like, I'll make it work. And I thought I had the center of gravity good, but maybe I didn't. So didn't go too well.
Well, some of the Hey Boxing, if the Banggood stuff, some of the Banggood stuff's under $100.
Yeah.
And some of the Hey Boxing stuff's in the low 100s.
I might see if I can get
sometimes they come with 2 batteries, and sometimes they come with 1 battery.
Yeah. I might see if I can get a cheap plane. Some of these newer ones look like they're real easy to fly, and they even have like buttons to kind of like save yourself if you do something dumb. So I might look to get something like that one day.
Well, how did you manage to get the cars you got if your wife complains too much?
Well, the Kyosho stuff's just stuff from when I was a teenager, and then the Trax is band that I got for my son, and he doesn't really use it, so I've kind of inherited that one. The Big Rock, I sold my Kyosho Big Brute to buy that, and then the Hey Boxing I got for free, the boat and the truck, and then the Ultima was my dad's. He gave it to me a long time ago, and I guess that's everything. I have a drone too I got for free.
You believe it or not, they make a lot of those cars again in Legendary series.
Which ones are that?
The Ultima,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Optima, the Optima Mid. They also make the Tomahawk, the 2 Scorpions, the turbo one and the non-turbo one.
Yeah.
mine, the buggy, the Beetle one is a legendary one. What's beautiful, make beautiful kits. They're metal. The Beetle is all metal. The chassis, everything's all metal in it.
Yeah. Yeah, the Riri Scorpion and Ultima kind of come in handy a little bit with my Raider because it's hard to find wheels, those front wheels that use the bearings. So those kind of come in handy for that. I really wish they'd re-release the Raider or
So do
the
I. So do I.
what's the other one? It's the Rocky or the Raider, one of them. I
There's a
wish
lot.
they would,
I also wish they would redo the Pegasus and Icarus.
yeah. That was a little, they were a little older, weren't they?
I also would like to see them come back out with the Maximum FF, the front wheel drive.
I remember when I was like 13 or 14 years old, I'd always look through the Tower Hobbies catalog, and there was
So
a
did I.
time where Tower Hobbies screwed up and they ordered like, I think they put an extra 0 on the number they meant to order, and they were selling those FF cars for like 70 or 80 bucks back in the day. They just had to get
That's
rid of them
right.
because yeah, it was like half price if I remember right. Like they were just trying to get, maybe it was less than half. They were just trying to get rid of them because they ordered so many, and I almost got one, but I was like, I don't want a front wheel drive, but it'd be kind of cool to have one now.
You know who also made a front wheel drive buggy? A company called Michiko. There's another company I would love to see someone buy the name out and get the rights to all the products. The AYK series cars; those are wonderful cars. The AYKs.
Yeah.
Here's someone you need to watch: RC Icons. He does a lot of vintage stuff.
RC Icons.
He has vintage Kyosho, vintage Tamiya, vintage AYK, Michiko's, he even has the hobby grade Nikos.
I had some of those as a kid.
The hobby grade Nikos, like the Dandy
Oh.
Dash.
No, I'm sorry, just the cheap ones. Yeah.
I had some of those too, and I enjoyed them. Those were my favorite toy ones.
They were my first car. Yeah.
My first hobby grade was a Hornet from Tamiya.
Mine was the Turbo Raider.
Yeah,
no, actually,
they should. That, you know how they have the vintage legendary series. They should have the Rockies and the ones you're talking about, and they call them they were the cheaper cars. I call them the legendary basics. They should come back out with them and call them that, legendary basics. It wouldn't be legendary series, it'd be legendary basics because they were cheaper than the legendary cars.
Yeah. So how often do you guys do this streaming thing?
Once a week for me. I have to do this through Frank because I don't have a computer.
Yeah, he's using my Zoom license, and I've been doing this for 6 years now, live on YouTube, every Thursday night on my channel. Thursday night at 9:30. And I used to do Tamiya Tuesday on my channel with Brad, but then I decided to do RC Chat with Brad on his channel instead of doing it on mine, just to help him out.
I'm wondering, did you get a hold of Sang?
No, I did not send him in a message.
Can you send him a message, please?
I could.
I'll subscribe to you, Tank, and I think I'm definitely already subscribed to Brad, but Frank, not Tank. And yeah, just subscribe to your channel. You got a lot of subscribers, 4,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised at the beginning of the year, I think, or last year, I was at 3 and I got up to 4 this year.
That's awesome.
I've had 1,200 views. I mean, I have 289, but I have 1,200 views of my stuff now.
I like doing a lot of how-to videos and helping out and things like that.
Like he's doing right now for a hobby store because a guy bought this and he was disappointed.
Yeah, I'm helping a hobby store right now with this truck. Now it's a client of theirs, and I'm actually fixing it.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm looking at your channel right now, and a lot of stuff.
Frank lives in Canada. He lives in Ontario. There's a lot of Canadians that are involved, and he does a lot of group sessions for crawling, right, Frank?
Yeah, I host events near my place. I'm a busy guy. This year I'll try to be not as busy, but it's
You're gonna
too
have
busy
at least
last
you're gonna have at least a half a dozen things.
What do you think of that Traxxas Corvette Stingray? I'm looking at that video. Is it decent?
That's okay. I have which one do I have here?
You have the hot rod.
Yeah, I have the hot rod, but not the Stingray. But my hot rod is actually a little bit longer wheelbase than the Stingray, but it's the same chassis.
I think I might get an on-road car one of these days. I
Yeah,
don't know. Yeah.
they're fun.
How about a rally car?
That'd be cool too. Yeah.
Rally car, you can switch up the tires and make it on-road or off-roadish.
Yeah, I was looking at a Tamiya. This was like a year ago. What the heck was it called? It was like a I can't
TTO1 or TTO2?
TTO2?
I think that was it. Yeah.
What particular car?
I don't remember. I was spending hours and hours looking at Tamiya and a few other brands as well, trying to figure out what would be the best bet for me. And if I remember right, you
They're
could
not
just put a different,
And they're easy to put together.
and you could just slap a different body on it, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I used the ball diff, I think it was from the TT01 or something for my Raider. I was the first one to get that up on YouTube where you can make a custom diff with a spur gear I got from England. Some guy made a batch over there and they fit the Raider and it worked pretty well, except on pavement at high speed. When I'd let off, it would lock up and make the car spin out, but off-road it was great. I probably could have loosened the diff a little bit. I didn't fool with it that much, but it's pretty cool.
Tamiya is also making brand new chassis. They're coming out this year, and they just finally made them. They're making a modern day GT3 car, which I'm excited about because they've used old Porsche bodies for a long time, the older ones. Early 2000s, 90s, that type of stuff, but even earlier than that. But I like that they're bringing out the brand new GT3 body.
That's cool. Yeah. I'm sure I'd wreck it though as soon as I had it. I'd put like a big crack in it or something.
But the TTO2s, the TTO1s, the live axle cars, the DTO1, I have a fighter buggy RX, and it's the best handling of the hoppers, which is the Grasshopper Hornet and Grasshopper 2. Those are the hoppers. But because it has a longer wheelbase and a wider width, so it handles a lot better than the others. I have videos of that car too.
I'll have to check some of your stuff out after we're off of here.
Oh, we have an after chat after we get off. You can still talk even after we get off live if you want.
Cool. Yeah, I'm East Coast, so
I'm in Ohio, and Frank's in the same time zone.
Okay.
Yeah, here it's 10:19 right now.
Oh, so same time, yeah. Huh. Well, I'm glad I stumbled upon this. I've seen this pop up on my notifications before, but I just never clicked on it. And I'm glad I did.
Cool.
Yeah.
We like talking. On Thursday night on my channel, there's way more people. If you look at my lives, you'll see there's a lot of people. Sometimes we're 12 people talking.
You were 13 the other day.
Oh yeah.
So I subscribe, so will that automatically Maybe I need to ring the bell on there. I'm not sure how.
You're hearing the bell, yeah. I don't put the link, but if you send me an email at thetankrc@gmail.com, I will put you on the list. I send an email with an invite to everybody to come on.
Okay. Okay.
But if you just send me an email, I'll put you on the list.
Let me do that right now so I don't forget.
You know, if you could have gotten one of the Jeg Stingers, I think your wife would have complained less because it was cheap.
Yeah, that looked like a good deal. I'm sorry, the email was the tank.
Thetankrc, all one word, @gmail.com. I'll send you a Zoom invite.
You can contact also Tamaya to get a free catalog. They have volume 1 and volume 2 every year.
I had one from back in the 80s. It was really nice. It had all kinds of tips on like racing, and it had like a bunch of spare parts and stuff in there. It was pretty cool. I gave it to my buddy Wade Skelton because he's more into Tamiya than I am, but I always enjoyed looking through it.
Well, you should. They don't do those particular type of catalogs anymore. They just tell you what they have or what's new that's coming out in the catalogs. Right now, you could get the volume 1 and volume 2 of last year, so you should check into it.
All right.
You go to it's 1-800 Tamaya. You got to spell it out in the letters to get the actual number, and call them. And hopefully you'll get up through, because sometimes it can be very difficult to get through. But someone will pick it up, and you say, "Hey, can I get one of those get a couple of those catalogs?"
Yeah.
Even you could even ask how far back do you have in your stock too, because I have some that from 17 and 18, 19, 20, 21. So you could that'll help you choose your whatever Tamaya you'd like. They also make front-wheel drive chassis.
I wonder, it might be good for speed runs, actually. I wonder how that would work.
Front-wheel drive one?
Yeah.
One thing's for sure, they handle differently. They have there's the M chassis, the M04, the M05, the M06. M05 is front-wheel drive, M06 is a two-wheel drive, a rear-wheel drive car. They both handle differently, basically the same chassis, but everything's switched around for the drivetrain.
Yeah, I actually have an M05 and an M06 box behind me.
See here. Get back off of YouTube. I'm sorry. 1 second.
They also have cars that are mini size on a 4-wheel drive. They're still all 10 scale. All those M chassis are still 10 scale. They have ones called the XF01X. All those chassis, the M05, the M06, they have different wheelbases for particular cars. Some have longer wheelbases, and they put longer wheelbases with that chassis. So you can switch out from medium, short, long. So same with the XF01X, which is basically.
Say that again.
It's Wade Skelton RC.
Yeah, he I think you might like it if you like vintage stuff. And like I said, he's got a good amount of Tamiya. He's been pretty quiet the past month or two, but he was going pretty regularly with his videos for quite a while.
IC, I also, if you like that type of stuff, you go to IC. Like I said, RC Icons.
Yeah, that looks like a good channel.
I'm sure Wade is sub to RC Icons, and I think he's sub to Tamaya Legends and RC Legends, which is a guy named who lives in Ontario. Also, his name is Glenn, and he's very close to RC Icons, and Icons has sent him stuff and all that type of stuff. You should watch Tamaya Legends and RC Legends done by him.
All right. Sorry I'm so quiet tonight. I'm just trying not to disturb folks upstairs.
Your daughter, how old is she?
She just turned 7. She's in a couple of my videos.
Oh, yeah.
Does she like the videos?
She likes, yeah, she likes making them. I don't do too much. I'm kind of torn if I should even have her up there, but
Yeah.
so far, I mean, I don't know. So far, so good. Haven't got any like freaky comments or anything, so that's good. Yeah.
Well, there's some people who have their kids in the videos. I've seen that.
Yeah. Yeah, I got one.
There's a guy named Aaron. We call him RC Sparks. He's got construction RCs. He's got really big RCs. He had lots of RCs before he moved to the Calgary area. He lives in Canada, and his son was a natural at doing crawling, and he was only 5 years old when he started him out doing it.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. I had her driving my big rock at first, but it was kind of scaring me because if that was to hit her, I mean, it could probably like snap her leg. It's not light and it's quick. And that's why the hay boxing truck I thought would be better for her. It's a lot lighter. Yeah. But
And she likes the hay boxing truck.
she does. She probably likes the big rock better because it's so easy to drift. But yeah, she likes the hay boxing. She likes the boat too. She's had fun with that. So
Does she know how to use reverse?
not in the boat. It doesn't work very well, but she doesn't use it a whole lot, which I'm glad because I'm always worried that she'd go full throttle and then immediately to reverse. Although with the big rock, you can't do that. It doesn't, it has a pause in there. Yeah. So looks like you got a new visitor here.
Yes. Hey, Hakeem.
What's up, y'all?
Hey,
This is
Guru.
Brian.
How's it
Hakeem.
going?
All right.
I'll have to check out your channel too.
I came in here to say what's up to everybody. Get that thumbs up.
Yeah,
Thank
you.
And now you can't say I ain't never come to your chat. I just got off work. Peace out, y'all. Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Take care. Yeah, I think I might call tonight too, but I'm gonna try to get on that Thursday call. And it was real nice meeting you too.
Thank you for joining.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely learned some stuff. I imagine with 12 people I'd learn even more, but appreciate the information.
It'd be a little confusing too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you try to see if you get yourself some free catalogs from Tamaya.
Yeah. I could I'm sure find all kinds of ways to spend my money.
But those are free, so in the United States. So
And so's the website. The website is free and you have everything there.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually an 18-wheeler you're building, huh?
Uh,
6-wheel drive.
yeah,
Oh.
that's a 6x6, 6-wheel drive and everything.
I see.
Zetros, they call it, from RC 4-wheel drive.
That's crazy.
It has a 2-speed transmission, and it's 6-wheel drive. You can unlock and lock the diffs. Tamaya has a couple of arts. Has 3 vehicles. They have a 4-wheel drive, and they have 2 4-wheel drives that have 3-speed transmissions, and the semis have 3-speed transmissions that they sell.
Huh.
So you can shift them pretty much on the fly.
Hmm.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
But the Tamaya ones are really expensive in metal, and those are the Bruiser is all metal.
Oh. That's cool though. All right, gentlemen. I'll see you around, and thanks again for including me tonight.
Yeah, see you
Thank
later.
you.
Thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Take care.
And I hope to see you Thursday.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
Hope to see
remember.
you again on Tuesday too.
Yeah. I'll be back for sure.
All right, thanks.
Take care.
Yep. And I am
Great.
done with this one.
You're done with it?
Yeah, everything works.
Even the sound module?
Yeah, I put a battery in there. Everything works. I had to mute my microphone.
Oh, so does it make a nice truck noise?
Oh yeah, it was loud.
Is that a soldering iron there, or is that a screwdriver?
That's my soldering iron. It's a butane soldering.
Oh, I have a butane thing, but it's not like, I wish I had a butane soldering iron. I think it would work better than what I have.
This thing, I've had it for years. I actually got 2 of them, and it friggin' hot.
Does it get over 1,000 degrees?
Oh yeah.
See that, you see, if I had one of those, that I wouldn't have to worry about temperature of it because it'd be really hot.
It's hot.
And they're not cheap either, the butane ones.
This one was about 160, I think.
That's a lot, and it looks just like a pen or a screwdriver.
Yeah, but this is a pro one that I got a long time ago. When I was actually working as a technician.
Working on boards.
Yep. And wires.
So, you too, Brian. Is there anybody else in the room?
Thank you, guys. Thank you. There's 7 people viewing right now.
Anybody want to talk about something or bring up something, or is Matthias there? Are you still there, Thompson?
Well, the Ottawa Senators in the hockey actually won tonight against the Blue Jacket.
Who are the Blue Jackets?
Columbus Blue Jacket, I think they are.
St.
Hockey
Louis.
team.
They beat an American team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you contact Sang?
No, I forgot.
Can you please contact Sang?
Done.
Sang wanted to join us.
So his name is Jamie, the guy that was with us.
No, actually, his name is Brian. His wife's name is Jamie. He said.
Oh, okay. So he uses wife's email.
Yeah.
His wife's computer. Oh, we got to send a picture to Buddy and tell him it's complete.
And you can show Sang too. Who's in the chat? Speak up. Wow, we got shy people today. There's 7 people, but no one wants to talk. Hello in the chat room.
You're not answering me when I'm talking to you.
I don't hear you.
I know my mic was muted. And I was talking to you and you weren't answering because my mic was muted.
Hey, John.
Hey, John. Do you go out in the winter with your radio control cars?
Me?
Yeah.
No, because I'm afraid of plastic breaking on me and I can't stand in the snow.
You need to get some 1/24th scale or some mini Z's.
You saw how hard it was to drive my 24 scale Lamborghini in here.
Yeah, but a little crawler, there should be no problem.
Did you contact Sang?
Yeah, he says he's going to join in a bit.
Okay. John, are you going to get into the chat with us or no?
He said his phone was dead earlier.
Oh,
He's probably charging it.
well, it's nice that we got a new guy. I know I swear I've subbed to him. See, sometimes I go into outside the subs and I go through the list in that area and I
Okay.
just sub to people who are in the RC cars.
Cool.
And they usually respond back and sub back. It's kind of a unwritten law. You know,
Mhm.
you're gonna sub to me, I'm gonna sub to you.
Yep.
So are you gonna try that on the floor?
No, I just tried it on the bench. It's actually on a stand right now, so I can roll it, and it's just balancing, and I can turn the wheels. I had it running earlier in high speed
Yeah,
and
I
low
saw
speed.
it turning.
Hey,
I saw the tires moving.
because the diffs are not locked right now. I'm
So
moving on.
does that car make you want an RC 4-wheel drive, 6-wheel drive?
Nope. I did get my Cross RC today, my 6x6, so I got to start building that.
Does it look very much like that?
No, it's more like a pickup truck.
I know Keith would be interested in that one.
Keith would be interested in a bunch of them.
I do like the color of that truck though.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay, I forgot to put the hubcap on. I'm gonna be in trouble if I don't put the hubcap on.
hubcaps on the truck.
Yeah. It's got some weird kind of hubcaps there. Right now it's not there, but these are there. The rear one are actually screwed on, but this one is actually just popped on. There's a kind of a gasket that holds everything there. Pressure fitted, and now it's on.
Do you think it's a nice kit?
Yeah, I like it. I don't think I'd pay the money that it's worth.
How much is it?
I think it's like $800.
Well,
But
it's heavy, so it's a substantial piece of equipment.
oh yeah, it's very scale. Like when you really think about it, the way the tanks are made on it, the way the steps are, the head rack, everything, even the doors open, the way the mirrors are. It's just it is a fine piece of art, very detailed, very scale. But for me, what I do, I would not use it a lot, so that's why I wouldn't bother getting it.
That's a trail vehicle. That's a trail vehicle.
No, that's not even a trail. It's a road vehicle. It's a workhorse.
Okay. North Cal. If you guys want to get in the video chat, there's a what is it? It's in the chat room. Happy New Year to you too, guys.
There is a link up above.
There's a link up above, everybody. So, yeah, you got the metal rails and now everything on it. The axles are metal too, aren't they?
Yes.
I mean, you could trail it with the right tires, couldn't you?
It would get hung up. You don't have the clearance in the back. You don't have the clearance in the front. It is a trail truck, but it would not be a good crawler.
It'd be better off doing that stuff that they show in Europe, doing that type of work.
Yes. It's actually made for pulling trailers and things like that, or put a bucket in the back and have it lift up.
Yeah, or a dump truck.
Well, I have a Zetros dump truck here. That I have to work on. That's probably my next one I'm going to work on. That one is full hydraulic. That one is like a $4,000 or $5,000 truck. It's crazy.
What truck is this?
The Zetros, but dump truck.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, you probably saw it on some videos, but not Zetros. It's fuck. This one is a Zetros. The other one is we talked about those truck there. Those very expensive truck.
Lassus.
Yeah, it's a Lassu dump truck that I have. It's an expensive one.
How did you manage to get that?
Oh, it's from the hobby store. I got to work on it.
Oh, okay. You didn't buy it because you would probably really like to have it. You would like to have it.
I said I have it here. I didn't say it was mine. I said I have one here.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant. You'd like to own it.
Probably, but it's too expensive for my taste.
Well, it would be a prized possession. You'd never get rid of it.
Probably.
At that price.
There's so many other things I'd want to buy first instead of that.
Yeah, but if you had one of those, you would never sell it.
Thanks, NorCal. Happy New Year to you too.
So, as I think NorthCal's been in your video side of the chat on Thursdays, hasn't he?
I believe he was a long time ago, but I can't remember. I think he was.
Is Matthias, are you there? He's always here for me. Bill, and I also been sending videos of Goodwood festival races to people because they're showing old classic vintage cars racing 1-to-1s.
Okay.
And those are it's interesting to watch those run. the old vintage cars that they race. They actually race them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I send the car stuff to a few people, because just to me it kind of makes you want to think more about your RCs because you're watching that stuff happen. You're like, why don't they make some RCs of these cars?
It was crazy when I opened up the manual for the lighting system for the truck I'm working on. Everything is in Chinese or Japanese, like everything. Like even the drawing, the schematics, what cable goes where, everything. So I actually had to use Google Translate through my camera or Bixby, and I had my camera on it, and it's pretty cool how it does it. It does it live. I move it on the page and it just picks up the word and it translates everything. So that's how I knew that this is actually the blue cable. That's why I wrote blue under it. So blue, red, so I could know which wire was which. So
Yes.
it was a pain in
Yes.
the butt, everything Chinese.
Well, but at least you have a translator. Yes, they do take it to another level. They were running the Owlet, the pre-war stuff.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah,
cool
the
to have you
British,
chat with
when they
us.
do
What?
those when they do those trucks there and construction yard, it's just crazy what they build with the small
It's a
world.
$5,000. Did it come in 3 boxes?
Which one?
The Lesu.
This one comes in a big crate, and it's a locking crate and things like that. Shipping kind of container.
Yes,
Kinda
Master.
cool.
Yeah, well, RC Icons has a Lesu truck, and the chassis is pretty much done. You just got to put a little odds and ends onto it still.
Okay.
And he came in 3 different boxes for the whole vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. He says it was a lot of money, so it's probably what you're talking about, like $5,000.
I think there's
They
2 of
messed
them.
it in Welsh land.
Yeah, I think I have 2 of them.
So when you look at the Lesu, are you in awe about it?
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
North Cal and Master, who else is in the chat with us? I bet it's heavy too.
Well, this one is similar to the one I just did, but it's actually looks longer,
Yes,
but it's got a bed on it, so it's kind of interesting.
that looks
That's a
exactly
Zetros
like
also.
it looks like the same exact cab. It's heavy too, isn't it?
Yeah, that one's heavy.
That looks exactly like the RC 4-wheel drive, same color, same head, cab.
It is. It is. It's the same thing as the other truck I had, but this one has a flatbed and it's a little longer.
And you say it's Lesu?
No, that one is not. That one is not a Lesu. That one is a Zetros also,
Central.
just like the other one was a Zetros.
Are you fixing that one too?
Done. I did fix it. Yes.
Oh.
He's
I
got a
bet you
couple-
that weighs like 12 pounds.
And I have another Zetros that I have to fix, which I started, which I'm converting to a dually at the back.
Wow, you're really going to town on the Zentros.
Here's the shipping case or the case for it.
And it's heavy. It's heavy. And you're paying for that too, that case. Is that a nice case?
Yep.
That's a nice case.
Way too much shit here.
And the Lesu's in that case, huh?
Yeah, that's the dump truck. It's all apart. The whole cab.
You've never worked with hydraulics before, have you?
Nope.
This will be an eye opener.
But I don't have to work with the. I don't have to work with the hydraulics. What I have to do is put the cab together. So all the cab is all apart. So I got to put it all back together.
What an interesting blue, like a periwinkle.
So I think this is the new cab. I'm not sure, Mercedes, or this the old one. I have to review with him and check. Whole bunch of the heck's in here.
All in zip-
Bumper, spare wheels, mirrors, interior.
What hobby store was selling the less suit?
I'm not sure. I just hope all the stuff is in here. Oh, the box is actually not installed. Well, that one's an 8.
It's an 8x8.
So the front cab is not installed right now, but it's an 8x8.
Wow. And I told you that's what the less suit looked like on his. His is a 6x6 though.
Yeah, this one's an 8x8.
That looks like it weighs 15 pounds.
Heavy. Box is really massive.
Is it metal?
Oh yeah.
And that's what you're paying for. Everything's metal on that thing.
Oh yeah. But see, you even have that hydraulic in the center.
Yes.
And then you've got a Lesu servo in the back. The tank is on this side.
Beautiful. Isn't it?
You have a brushless motor right there for the pump.
Is it an outrigger?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? It's a beautiful piece of machinery, isn't it?
It is nice. That's for sure.
You can only dream of having something like this. You're lucky enough to even just to work on them.
It's going to be fun to work on it. The only thing I'm worried about is because I did not take it apart. Hopefully I'm not missing any parts to put it back together.
That would be awful.
So
That looks like it's a 20-pounder, man.
I don't know. I have to look at the specs for it.
That outrigger's for the hydraulics.
Yeah, it's got the outriggers there, and it's got the pump right behind it.
I wonder what is the motor brushed or brushless for the running the vehicle?
Probably brushed. The fuck is that? Whole bunch of lights underneath here. Yeah, it's a brush motor.
How big?
Looks like a big can. It looks in circle. It looks like a bigger than a 540, but it's not long.
Is it a 5? You think it's bigger than a 550?
Not sure. ESC's under it. Should have 2 ESCs. Yeah, there's the other one.
The ESC does the outrigger, and the other one does the turning of the chassis.
Yeah, one does the motor for the truck, and the other one does the outrigger, the pump. Oh, my hand's got oil on it. Something's leaking.
Gonna have to fix that too. They're gonna blame you. Now you're gonna have to work with hydraulics. You have the directions for the whole damn thing, right?
Nope. No manual in that box. So that's one truck, and there's another bigger one in, so I have 2 of them. There's
Two
another
lessons.
big one, Lesu, also behind here in a bigger box, but that one's a cardboard box.
You want to talk to the person saying, hey, you got a leak somewhere?
No, once I put it back together. Theoretically, he just wanted me to put it back together, but the cab. But if there's any other issues, I'll let him know.
This is the
It's
first
just
time we
like
ever
any
worked
other
on
thing.
Lassos. This is the first time we ever worked on Lassos.
It's mechanic. It's mechanical. Doesn't matter if it's Lesu or any other name brand. It's just something you have to put together, take apart, and fix.
I'm just saying the hydraulics add a new dimension to difficulty.
Oh, yeah.
So you have $10,000 worth of machinery there.
Yeah, and that's what my wife was telling him. Telling him, he says, "I hope you have insurance for those because we don't."
Anything in that you have homeowners insurance that'll pay for it.
But those tires are way smaller than the other big truck I was just working on. This one is more scale.
That's is that 12th or 14th scale?
I think this one's a 14 scale. The other one was a 12 scale. This one's actually running 1.7 tires. The other one had 1.9s for the rims.
So 1.7 and 1.55s would be good for that vehicle.
Yep.
1.9s would be too big.
Oh, especially for the wheel wells.
Yeah.
I bet you'd love to work on this.
I'd like to play with it is what I'd like to do. How many it has multiple gear transmission, I'm sure.
This one probably has diffs also. Yeah, I think that you can lock the
Unlocking and
diffs.
locking diffs.
Yeah.
Unlocking diffs and I wonder if what the transmission is, if it's 2-speed or whatever.
And transmission is 2-speed. There's a very little tiny servo here, and I think it is for the transmission. Transmission is a planetary gear transmission. Pretty sure.
But you can lock and unlock the diffs on that.
Yes.
So it has how many diffs? How many servos on there? 4?
Nope. 2. Well, 3. One for the steering, one for the 2 gear, and one to lock all the diff and unlock the diffs. So one servo does the four diffs. There's 4 cables going to it.
I mean, I'm sure that's a quality product. I just got to get that the hydraulic leak fixed somehow.
It's probably just for where the can is. That's where I put my hand on.
Yeah, those are working tanks in there. They
Mhm.
actually probably hold the hydraulic fluid.
Yep.
For what you know, they might even have a smoker on there too.
Well, I don't think it has a smoker.
It could.
Could install one, yeah.
For that price, it should have a smoker on it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it has a sound system in it too. Does it have a sound system in it?
Don't think this has a sound system. And it does
I
have
know.
a light kit.
IC Icons came with one.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Just gotta pay more.
I'm sure it's all ball bearing though.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
I hope to see the other one soon. The other one you're gonna be working on, the bigger one.
More stuff to work on. Not sure if I'll work on this one or I'll work on my cross RC instead.
Who's in the chat room still? North Cal, Masked Master, are you both there?
Oh, it does have a sound module. I just found it.
Yep. You pay that price, it needs to come automatically with that.
What's on the bottom box?
A lot of people will be fascinated by that if on Thursday when you show it, if you show it.
Fascinated by what?
The lasso because it's so expensive.
Yeah, maybe.
Hello in the chat room.
Other box.
Anybody in the chat room? I think everybody left us.
It's not a lasso. I only have one. I thought I had two. The other one is just like the one I fixed.
Oh, the RC 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
So the one you just showed me, the 8-wheel drive, is a lasso.
Yeah. This one is just like the first one I was working on earlier.
Exactly the same.
Yeah, which has the thing in the back. That one is way more forward.
Even more silver.
No, it's about the same thing.
No, I mean the color. All of them were all silver.
Yeah, they're all silver, yeah. Yes, I'm just debating what I have to do on this one. See if it's got electronics in there, or is
How many
it?
people are in the chat room?
Hey, electronics is in there. No light kit, so I think I have to install a light kit on this one.
Did they send you a light kit?
Yep. Oh yeah, I remember.
Like to know where Sang is.
True.
John, are you still there?
He did
No.
say he was gonna jump in, but it was at that 10:35. A half hour ago. He said, I'll join in a few minutes.
I don't think anybody's in the chat room anymore.
Oh, RC stuff. The guy we had in here, he looked at the built video for my Outlaw Rampage Pro.
And what did he say?
He says, I don't know how I did not know about this truck before.
It's a great truck. It's gonna be considered a classic. You just watch.
Mm,
You are aware that is a classic truck that they've made.
probably. It's just with the suspension in the rear, I like it. It's very,
It's very scale the way it behaves. A lot of
Mhm.
people say that it's scale in its behavior too, and the way it moves.
yep.
You have to play with it this year.
In 2020, did I take it out? 2020, I think 2022, I think. Yeah, I think I did, but I'm not sure if I videotaped.
No, I don't think you videotaped it.
I don't think so.
You're gonna have another runoff with Kennedy.
Maybe.
He picked a different front end than you, didn't he?
He got the ready to run.
Uh-huh. I
and
know you got
the kit.
Do they still make the kit?
I don't know. Well, the kit is not really a kit. It's 80% built.
Semi-built, yes. They
Yeah,
still make that one?
70 or 80. I don't know if they still do. I bought mine, so I don't check anymore if they have any other ones because I don't want another one.
Because you like the one you have and that you're fine with it.
I like to have one of each RCs.
Well,
Now I'm
so
gonna have two bugs, but that's because my wife wants me to do
a
a
flower
love
one,
bug, not a love bug, a flower power bug.
and she's gonna drive it, right?
I have no idea.
Well, she should. In the Ottawa crawl.
Yeah, that would be nice.
You need to video run your did you video run the XF01X? Did you do a running video of that? Because I don't remember.
Yeah, when I first built it, and in the winter, I actually have it going through some sand, some not sand, but snow banks.
And I don't think, did you do a video of the CCO2 running?
Yeah. CCO2 and CCO1.
Well, I saw this. I remember the CCO1 for some reason. I don't remember the other ones. You got to do a night crawl this year.
Oh, there's a lot of things I got to do.
You had a lot of people at those events.
Not bad.
It was cool to see them running through the park and then going running downtown in Ottawa.
Yeah. One event this year, one of the first ones, I had 62 people show up. That was kind of cool.
Hey, Chris. How many? 30 people?
62.
62. And that was for crawling, wasn't it?
Yeah, in the woods.
You ever heard of the Lake of the Woods? I think that's in Canada too.
Nope.
build a car. Well, I plan on trying to get to it this weekend when my friend Steve's here. Got to work on the shock on the back of that rear end, and then hopefully I can start putting the chassis to it. There's a lot going on in the back of that fighting buggy. The rear end is very complicated.
Oh, yeah.
You might not think it's complicated, but there's a lot of stuff going on back there, a lot of parts to hook to it.
Ah. It's not complicated. Just kidding. Let's see what I gotta do on this truck. So installed emergency light on top, done. Oh, I don't have to put a light kit on here. I do have it.
Or they want onto it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check the rerun on that thing more. Because that's what the other one had problems with, so I'm gonna have to check that. Anyways,
So who else is in the chat room?
yeah, the Lesu 8x8, my task for that is to put some clear paint spray, put a clear coat onto the painted body and install the cab.
That should be easy enough. At least for you.
Yep.
And this is for another Canadian guy, huh?
It's for STCRC, the hobby store.
They should really bring some of those to your events. You should invite them to your events.
Oh, he did bring some, and he was running one of the trucks that I fixed a while back.
Well, I'd like to see the Lesu in one of your events.
And I do have a Boom Racing BRX01 that I have to complete with him as a Range Rover, and a GCM C-Max, which is a Range Rover body. And I also have a Disco 2 and a Disco 1 body, Discovery 1 and Discovery 2 body.
There's a Discovery 3 body now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm hoping he brings the Lesu to an event this year.
Mm.
I haven't heard anything from that 110 hobby guy. What happened to him?
Oh, they're still there. It's just I don't deal with them a lot this year. They did drop me as a sponsor because some people started complaining they did not understand the event or the rules, and that my rules were changing all the time, which they never did in 6 years. So some people were mixed up, and they just dropped me as a sponsor.
I'm sorry.
So I just didn't talk to them anymore. But I am still in contact with them. That's where I bought my Charger body. I still buy stuff from them. I still support them, but I don't talk to them a lot.
I thought that guy was your friend, man.
Oh, he is, but it's business. It's business. Too many clients were complaining, so he had to do what he had to do because of the business, which I understand completely. You do not mix friendship with business. You shouldn't. Hey, I have a notification that you're live.
Yeah, well, where is everybody else, and why is anybody not talking in the chat room?
I don't know. So what are your goals for this year? What are you trying to accomplish in RC related stuff?
Hopefully finish 3 cars this year.
Finish 3 cars?
Hopefully.
Where are you going to put them all?
I still got room on my shelf over here. I need to get somehow get another thing. May have to move a lot of things around to get another shelf in. I don't have a lot of space to work in. You've seen how big this place is, and John can tell you how small my place is.
Mhm.
I'd like to put another shelf over here, but I have things that are holding things over here, and I need to find a place for that if I do that.
Mhm. Need to find a bigger place.
Easier said than done, especially with my situation.
Mhm.
Cost me over $500. It cost it cost the agency that works with me over $500 to bring me here from my other place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'd like a bigger place, but I'd like to also stick around this area. I like this area. So what is your goals? Have a half a dozen events?
No, it's well, maybe a half a dozen. This in 2022, I had too many. My wife at the end was tired. Well, I don't say tired, but I was tired at the end. I just had too many events. Burnt out kind of. This year I'm gonna have some event, but not as many. But I'm debating on changing the type of events I'm gonna be doing.
Sean, they're not, excuse me, Sean, they're not Radio Shack vehicles. I have Kyosho, I have a Stinger, I have 3 Armas.
He's just picking on you, Brad. He's just picking on you.
It's in a crawler.
Changing the type of event. I opened up the tab and the video was playing. To get something that is not Radio Shack.
Yeah, well, he should get something. They should get more construction vehicles and not just crawlers.
Oh, he is. He's bought a few construction vehicles and he's thinking of getting in some other ones too. So
that's his thing.
Mhm.
What he would like is that lasso that you have that you're working on.
Probably.
If you're gonna get construction vehicles, you should get one of those lassos so you can put dirt in the back of the bed.
Mm.
So you don't know, you think a half a dozen will be just around right for you, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. Thinking of doing some rock racing races, rock racers, rock bouncer. That'd be fun to do an event like that. Some of the rules changed for the Sorka rules, which change a lot, especially for class 1. Well, I think it changed for all the classes. So a lot of people don't like it now, or they don't like where it's going, which now we're gonna make up our own rules, which is okay. But we have to write them down so everybody knows what they are before we start.
Sean, did you see the lasso he's working on? Also, I thought you were planning on building an event for 24 scale. Are you thinking of that?
Pardon me?
Are you thinking of doing making a 24 scale track?
Probably. The 24th.
Yeah, because that's so popular now. You get a lot of people coming to run in those.
Yep. Well, the 24 scale can run on the 10 scale. Is just some of the challenge. I have to make either another branch or another piece of wood so that the 124th will fit on the bridges.
Oh, Sean's not sure. Robert's here. Sean did not see the lasso you had out.
Well, he's gonna have to rewind because I'm not taking it out of the box.
Yeah, it's a very heavy vehicle. It's an 8-wheel drive. It has a metal bed, hydraulics. Frank says it's a $5,000 vehicle.
It's a jump truck, big jump truck.
Big dump truck, 8-wheel drive. You'd have to rewind the show.
There he is.
Hey, Sang.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, Sean, rewind back to that point where he took it out. It was a massive undertaking for him to move it. That thing has to weigh more than 20 pounds. Yeah, it's too bad. You would have liked his lasso dump truck was 8-wheel drive, Sang.
Oh yeah? No, not my thing. Sure, it's cool.
It's not he's only building the bodies for it. Building and painting the bodies. Everything's already done.
Cool.
So yeah, we had a guy on here just who showed up. His name is RC Stuff.
Cool.
So how's your week so far, Sang?
I'm still off till Monday, so I've been off for about a week and a half so far.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, pretty good. You?
Good. No, does it feel good to be off?
Yeah, but I feel like I've been doing a lot of things. Don't get to relax. Like I was gone all day today. Friends, family, went for a long drive. Not RC, no RC related stuff. But I was debating because I got some gift cards from the hobby shops and stuff. I think I'm gonna buy a kit that I'm gonna build.
What kit?
I know it sounds boring, but it's called the SCX-10-2. Just the kit, no body, no wheels, no electronics. Because I got everything else. I got the motor, like speed controller, wheels, tires, you name it. So I want to do my own custom thing. I was thinking of getting the wagon wheel or the wagon, I don't know, 50s or 30s or whatever Proline body.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it's called. There's some type of wagon.
Power wagon?
Power wagon, yeah. I don't know. I really like that one. I think it's a cool body.
Yep.
And but anyways, I just feel like building. I haven't built an axial kit for about, I don't know, 12 years. 11 or 12 years.
They still make the SCX-10?
They call it SCX-10-2.
Yeah. Do they still make that?
Well, I can get it locally. Brand new kit. It retails for about 320 Canadian. So it's only about 250 or so US dollars, but it has nothing. It's just bare bones.
The roller.
Well, roller minus the wheels and tires. So you can't really call it a roller, but I've got all that stuff. So I just don't want to buy a ready to run kit. You know, and plus a ready to run kit will cost me about $200 or $300 more. And plus, I'd rather do my own build.
Well, I think the first vehicle I'm gonna run when the weather gets good is I'm gonna probably run that Stinger that that the elf sent me, that buggy that's based on the G4 Genova.
Nice.
Shipping that in the snow, come on.
I told you I can't stand in the snow, and I can't get a chair to sit properly in the snow. It would probably fall over.
Hmm.
Because so, and then I'll probably run my 2 Armas. Probably run the Sentin next after that, and then I'll run the Typhon, the 3S Typhon after that. And then I'll probably run my Super Hot Shot with that 3800 kV motor in it.
I don't know. The day that Arma makes a scale looking buggy or truck, I'd be interested. But the closest they have, which is
The Sentin?
the what? No, the one that has the guns and stuff. They're military.
Okay, yes. I forgot what they call that one.
It comes in white or black. There, I forgot.
Actually, there's another color too. There's a third color now, and I forgot what it was.
What is that called again? The
Do you remember, Frank, what the name of that vehicle is with the man with the
it has
machine
a
gun?
roll cage. It has like 2 or 4 military guys and guns.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going blank.
I know they're
Crossfire or something like that?
Crossfire. It might have been Crossfire. Yeah, it's called the Crossfire.
Fire, no, fire some
Crossfire.
crossfire?
Yeah.
Fire cross. Okay, yeah, crossfire. Anyways, that's the closest that Arma. That's probably if I was to get an Arma, that's probably the only one I would get.
It's a very good vehicle. They say it's wonderful to run.
Yeah, like I said, everything else is just it looks awful. Like whether you look at the Granite, the Sentin, I don't know. I just think they look awful in terms of looks. I'm not saying the performance or durability.
Oh, Psycho. He says it's Fire Team.
Fire Team, yeah. That's the only one that I would consider getting because of the somewhat of a scale look.
And it's
But,
fast. You have
what's
to
that?
deal with. It's also fast to be one of the faster vehicles you've ever run.
If I was to get it, I would probably run it on 2 or maybe 3S at the most.
Aldoxophobia. Does the RC stand for recreational cocaine? What the heck is this? Yeah. I don't know what color you'd get. I personally like the black one.
Yeah, they both look good, white or black. Don't care. But it is a big vehicle though. Like it's because it's based on their short course or their desert buggy or whatever it's called. I don't know.
The Mojave.
Yeah, I think it's based on the Mojave.
Yeah, that's a 7 scale. Hey, Chris.
Yeah, so it's a big beast.
That would be like the biggest car you've ever owned. That.
No, I do have a Summit.
Oh. Is the Summit a 7 scale?
No idea.
No, it's supposed to be a 10 scale, but it's bigger.
Yeah. Well, it's based on the no, what is it? E-Revo or
Yeah, it's like a knee Revo, but the transmission is different.
yeah.
The arms are different. There's some stuff that are different, but it's basically the same chassis,
Yeah, but
different power system.
the Fire Team is 7 scale, so that's big.
Yeah.
They call the Summit a 1/10 because it's actually a 1/10 body on it, but the whole truck is freaking huge because
Yeah.
they just extend. The arms are so big and long.
See, I'd run that in. That's my go-to car in the winter because it's almost unstoppable.
Hmm.
and it's waterproof and, has a good clearance and good traction.
And it's-
Although hard pack snow, the thing slides a lot, but soft, low pack, soft snow works really good.
Yeah, 'cause the
Aldoxaphobia
tires are
wants-
so big, it floats.
Yeah.
see. Aldoxaphobia wants to see it.
The Summit?
Yes.
Where did I put my Summit? I'll be right back.
All right.
Yeah, mine is behind too many boxes, so I can't get it out. Plus I moved a whole bunch of stuff tonight, so, which I had to repack.
Chris says he wanted one when it came out. Do they even still make the Summit?
Yeah, they still make the Summit. You can still buy it brand new.
It's hard to believe. I don't hear anybody buying them anymore.
Yeah, it's still there, still available. The only thing they changed on it is, the only thing they changed on it is the body.
I wonder if they also lowered the price because it's not that popular.
Don't know. I don't think so.
Yep, he's getting it.
Let's turn some lights on here.
And RC stands for radio control.
See? Well, here's the body off. Look how massive this thing is. That's like a 750 or 550, whatever motor.
Yeah, it's 775.
775.
They also made a brushless version.
Turbo. That's the size of this thing.
Did they make a brushless system of that too?
I don't know. Here's the body.
Oh, that's a 775 motor. That's even bigger than a 550.
For
Yeah.
comparison, here's my little Kyosho whatever. Kyosho Mini Z. And anyways, it's crazy. And here's my rally car. See the huge difference. See this?
He wants to know how much you put into it.
0, nothing. I bought it used for insanely low price, like around 350 or so, 400 Canadian, which is about $300 US. And it came complete, ready to run. It's all stock,
You need to
except
run
it
it.
has upgraded servo. It has just a cheap, whatever, kind of like a Power HD type of servo.
Yeah, they work.
Yeah, but it's all stock. It has, yeah, but it came with a lot of spare parts. So that's why,
It has
yeah.
locking differentials and unlocking differentials.
yeah. So where's the transmitter? Anyway, it's a 4-channel, I believe, and it has, I don't know, it has like 3 little servos for the, like for the lock and lock the diff. I know it's kind of hard to see in the video there.
Robert says he burned out 4 motors on that and he got rid of it.
Yep, no issues. This I run 2S lipo.
And it's capable of 3S with that motor.
No, 4S.
So
4S?
yeah, but I run them. I'm not sure that. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it runs in series, so 4S.
It runs at 4S.
Yeah, and it's not the fastest truck. It's not the slowest. I mean, at second gear, this thing runs, I would guess about, my guess, probably around, it's like I said, it's not fast, probably around 25 miles an hour. Between 20, 25 miles an hour, let's say, and the way it's set up, which is not bad for a monster truck. But you could lock the rear diff or front diff. There's about 3 or so different combinations in terms of locking the disc. And then it's a 2-speed gearbox. It's pretty cool.
I'm surprised you haven't run that in the snow yet.
I did. I ran this like about 7 or 8 times in the snow.
And it goes through it like without a problem.
Which reminds me, I should have probably put some oil because these bars here, metal, it's rusting. And I don't have any RCs that rust except this guy here. All my RCs are clean, and this is clean, but it's ran in the salt. And unfortunately, where I live, they put a lot of salt on the street like crazy. So you run it once, and then any bare metal or it will just rust the next day.
I'm hoping you can fix that. I assume you'll get to it one day and clean it all up.
Yeah, but I don't care. Like I said, this truck, I didn't buy it for looks or anything. I just bought it because it's a beast. Something I could run it anywhere. It's a lot of fun.
Frank,
It has lots of lights. It has like lights all the way up here. There's like 4 lights up here. It has red lights in the back, and it has these 2 lights in the front. So it's pretty fun going at night on the snow, anywhere, anytime, anywhere. It's if I was to take one vehicle going camping or on a trip, that's probably one of them, or that'd be the vehicle. It does everything.
Somebody asked in there if I had a favorite winter RC.
doxophobia.
No, I don't. I run mine pretty much anyone at any time. I'm getting old. I don't like winter. I don't like getting out there and freezing my fingers when I'm driving. So it's rare I get out in the winter with my RCs because of that. But Summit, what he had, is a fun truck to bring out in the snow. But my on-road cars, I like taking a walk with them. Just taking a walk with the dogs and the RC cars and just driving them around. That's fine.
So I have another cool one here. Nothing special. You could guess what it is.
Slash.
Yeah, but this is another car that but look at this with this body. So I've got the Proline body post
Was that a Slash or a Stampede?
slash.
Slash.
So I got the Proline body post here, which is amazing because it's adjustable and it doesn't have body clips.
Yeah.
I'm just turning it off here. And I got this Ford F100 body on it, or is it a Ford F100? Anyways, I'll show you what it looks like. I could line this up properly here.
You and Frank always get good deals. You always find the deals, so you get them like dirt cheap.
Actually, this one here, I didn't buy dirt cheap. I bought it reasonable. So this is a cool Slash right here. Can you see it?
Yeah, at least it's painted and someone put a wood coloring in the bed.
Yeah. I didn't paint this, so I'm not taking any credit. So you can see it's a Ford.
It's not badly painted.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. It's actually pretty fast. I'm only running the Titan 12-turn motor 2S, but it's just plenty of speed for me. And I geared it pretty high. So this one here runs pretty fast on the street. It probably does about 30 miles an hour. I should put it by GPS, but it looks like it's a cool truck. I got working lights in the front.
All right.
I got Proline bumper. Sorry, RPM bumper.
I could see Frank painting one of those like that. Just to be different.
It's a nice looking truck, even though it's a Traxxas. I hate the Traxxas Slash body, but this one here I could live with.
Cool.
And this is another car that I run in the winter as well. This has been ran in the snow about 2 or 3 times. Yeah, it's all stock. You could pick up a brush slash dirt cheap anywhere in the world. I would say probably about $200-ish US for the version that is brushed with no batteries. You can't really beat that.
Well, my Stinger was $50. That's and it has metal gears. Needed to put 8 ball bearings in it because the ball bearings were all in the diff. But it's $50. You can't go wrong for a vehicle like that.
Yeah,
It's-
but the reason I like this Slash is because I also have a Rustler, and it shares probably about 75 to 80%
the
of the
bodies.
same parts.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, the main difference is the chassis. And that's pretty much it. Maybe the chassis, bumper, minor stuff in there. But most of the car, like the main components, the arms, shocks, gearbox, it's the same. I actually bought the drag gearbox. I haven't put it together yet. It's actually already assembled, but I haven't put it in a vehicle. And I could put it in a Traxxas Slash or my Rustler. It fits.
It's supposed to be better. The transmission is supposed to be better.
Yeah.
And John could attest to that if he was here. He says it was 80 degrees, Bill, in Florida.
Oh yeah. Well, guys, I'm gonna go. Brad, you can keep going to stream. Just end the stream. It will stop the live streaming as soon as you close out the Zoom. Until then, we'll see you Thursday.
Sounds
All right.
good. Thanks, Frank. Good to see you.
Yeah, you can stay with Brad and chat for a while, and I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, yeah. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, good night.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta put this body pack back on because this drives me crazy. There you go. I really like the Proline body mount. There you go. Oh, come on.
But you like that body also on the Midnight Pumpkin.
It's too big.
Oh no, but you like the Midnight Pumpkin body because it's basically the same.
No, this is a newer version of Ford. Midnight
Oh.
Pumpkin is probably early 50s.
Yeah.
This is probably early 60s. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't know what year. But you can see, right? Like it's a newer body.
But you have a Midnight Pumpkin anyways.
I got a few. Let's say I got, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 or whatever. Depends how you look at it. Well, no. What's that? I'm trying to think here. I have the original painted in box art. I have the original painted in like a hunter green, like a racing green. What else do I have? I know I have at least 3. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so 2 box art. One of them painted at an automotive body shop, and another one just pretty much normal spray can. And I have a green that is painted at the automotive body shop.
Yeah, I think you showed me that one a long time ago.
Yeah, the green one looks amazing. Thank God, knock on wood, I ran it maybe half a dozen times. I never flipped it. The green, if you look at it, Brad, it's a metallic racing green. Like it was, like I said, it's painted at an automotive body shop. It's a real color. I'm not sure if it's a real Ford color or whatever, but it's a real
PPG paint.
what's that?
PPG paints that they use on cars.
Yeah, like it has a nice clear coat. If you look at it, nice and perfect, shiny, you name it. Yeah, so that one there is probably my favorite Midnight Pumpkin.
I have the metallic special, which is my favorite of the ones that came from them.
I don't know. I'm not crazy about the chrome. I'm just gonna put something together here. I'm not crazy about the chrome look. You know, the silver there, chrome Midnight Pumpkin.
Yeah, it's called the
I
metallic
mean,
special.
I would recommend people getting that, ironically, as their first Tamiya kit, because you don't have to paint it.
Because all you do is put decals on it.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, and I think Tamiya lately realized that not everybody loves to paint. So they have, two different model, one with the finished body
They
and
had a
one
red and
without.
blue one. They had a red and blue one. They had a red and blue one, just like the lunchbox.
Yeah. Yeah. So Tamiya makes a lot of kit, as you know, with
Painted bodies.
painted. Yeah. I mean, and also lately I realized even buying like a TTO2 that has a uh, unpainted body, they do the wheel well. It's already cut, because that's one of the hardest thing as a newbie is to cut around the wheel well perfectly round, right? Because people always mess that up, right? So
Yeah.
they realize that.
So, did you see have you seen what they're planning on coming out with this year? Like the brand new GT3 Porsche?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of new
The
looks
GT3
like
Porsche
on road. It's mostly on road. They haven't come with much new in terms of off road.
I do think that the BB01, which is supposedly supposed to replace the TT, is probably going to have a buggy element to it later. Because if it's supposed to replace those, which I don't think they're going to stop making, they've done too much with that. They give it up.
Speaking of TT, I really like. I don't know. I've have a lot of respect for. I was kind of neutral about the TTO2, but I have the TTO2B, the buggy,
Yes,
and it runs amazing. Like,
and the BB01 is supposed to be the replacement for the TTs, but I don't believe they're going to stop making the TTs. But it's supposed to be an advancement. So that BB01 will probably have a buggy event eventually off of that chassis, since it's supposed to be the TTO2's advancement. And then they got the MB01s, which are supposedly getting rid of the mini chassis.
nice.
But I don't believe that they're going to get rid of the M chassis. I just think they're just going to make a variation of a totally new chassis. So there's two new chassis coming out. They got that brand new 992 GT Carrera, a GT3 Porsche, which is going to be a beautiful body, based on the brand new one that's out today. Which I've been waiting for them to make a modern day Porsche body. And now they're going to.
Yeah.
I don't know what else they're going to come out with, but having two new chassis coming out, kind of like back to back, talking about it. I'm hoping. I mean, at least they never stop advancing their company's products, going with new chassis and making new trim levels, like they did with the TTO2. They have a top of line one that has everything on it that you could ever want.
Yeah, I don't know. I still like the basic TTO2. I mean, we could get a kit with
It's cheap and easy to
cheap?
build.
Yeah, like we're talking about 160 Canadian, a TTO2 kit, starting price, like 120 US dollars. It's cheap, right?
Robert. Yeah.
What's that?
Robert's saying goodbye.
Oh yeah. And you just get whatever you need. Like right off the bat, of course I get the ball bearings and the oil shocks. But people put these aluminum parts. I'd say you're better off to leave the plastic parts, unless if you go for the Tamiya genuine parts, like the dry shaft, the center dry shaft. I would upgrade.
The drive shafts are where the if you're going to put faster motors in it, the metal drive shaft's worthwhile.
Yeah, but if you're running, like I have a TTO2B, I still have the plastic dry shaft, and I'm running a 15-turn, I want to say HPI motor, 15-turn HPI motor.
I'm running a 15-turn Dynamite in my fighting buggy.
Dynamite motor, sorry. You're right, Dynamite motor. and a 2S lipo and geared a little bit on the high side, and that thing runs amazing. Like in terms of running with a 2S lipo, I think it's a perfect balance of power and speed. You're not gonna, lose control of it, and it's pretty fast.
So I'm thinking, I'm hoping my fighting buggy, since it's all metal with the 15 turn, I decided to go with the 15 tooth pinion, even though it's a better pinion than the 20 tooth, because the motor's faster, so it probably needs the bigger spur and the pinion to keep the motor at a decent temp.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to go faster, you need to go to a smaller pinion usually. And
Yeah, usually the lower turn motor, you want
a
to,
smaller pinion and a bigger spur.
yeah, or either, yeah. Oh, that's another thing I really, really like about Traxxas Slash. People gonna say, well, Traxxas sucks, whatever. They don't have anything new, right? Because the Slash
The
or the
RGT
Rustler, it's been around for like 25 years.
and the
That
RGT
design.
The RGT's new. The
What's
real
the
big bit scale. That's it's an update of the chassis of the X-Max. I mean, it's got longer arms and different setup entirely.
No, I'm talking about your 1/10 scale. I'm not counting, like there's a new version of the X Max that is more wider,
Yeah.
and it doesn't look like X Max. It looks more like a buggy. I forgot what that's called. Or but anyways, it's based on the X Max platform, but it's lowered and wider. It doesn't look at all like X Max. I mean, those things are amazing, but you're looking at, by the time you have the 2 LiPo battery charger, and you're looking at about 1,600 Canadian for it. That's insane. But I'm talking about in terms of, your first hobby car, or one that you're not afraid to take jumps and brake or whatever. The Slash, I think it's perfect. Whatever you break in the Slash is cheap. Like the worst, let's say you break the chassis, you're looking about $25 or $30 for the chassis. You break the arms, like $10, right? And it's easy to find because everybody, it's such a common car that a lot of people have them, or your local shop would have it.
And then they could get the lower center of gravity chassis too.
Yeah, but for what I'm doing, the low center of gravity doesn't, I'm not going that fast. I'm not pushing to that limit, right? I'm not racing it. The low center of gravity is great if you want to, put on-road tires and you want to do like insane amount of speed, like 80 miles an hour. You'll have to do that, right? But if I'm running a brush, with 2S lipo, the fastest my Slash would go is probably 35 miles an hour.
They just redid the Bandit. They gave it headlights.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they gave it headlights as an option now, as in new in box, as well as they lengthened the wheelbase. The chassis has now an up kick. They changed the chassis a little bit. Instead of being like that, it has a sides that go up like this.
Well, that's proven. Like, they have a good platform.
That was an update for the Bandit.
Exactly. They have a good platform. So the update makes some minor improvements. So we know that it works. It's not like come up with a brand new design. Like I said, I'm happy with it. Like my Slash that you just looked at is it's about 8 to 10 years old.
But the Bandit had a special issued one. I think you can still get it with all the headlights on it and that new chassis. And I think it's a longer wheelbase. The body's also different. You can tell when you put it up against an old one, you can tell the body's different.
Yep. Yeah. What else? Yeah, that's about all the Traxxas I've got. Yeah.
I would, if I got a Traxxas, I wouldn't be upset. I would take it, but I would never buy from them. I'd buy parts for their cars. Maybe I might even buy some oil-filled dampers to put on my modified version of the new Bright I have that has the brushless motor in it, just to get it to handle better. Which I think will fit on it, and those are expensive. Those are $40 for 4.
Yeah.
Goes up $50 for 4 US.
Hmm.
So what did you think of the Egress Black?
I was this close in buying it,
It's a
but I
lot of
said
money.
because I never had an egress, but if I would have bought it, I probably would have made it look like the original one. I don't like black edition. Like you saw my Avanti, I haven't even started building yet. I just painted. I'm gonna try to make it look pretty much like the original. I don't like the black edition. The only thing actually I like recently that Tamiya did, relating on that topic, is the new Clodbuster, the
Edition.
the gray edition. I think that looks amazing.
And
But
it has accents on it.
what's that?
It has black accents on it.
Yeah, I think that looks amazing. That's if somebody's going to build it and they're not going to paint it, right? Because the blue one, the Super Clodbuster, I think that is ugly. If you're going to paint it blue like that and
That's
put
the one,
those,
that's the one I have. And you know what? If this is how I look at things, when it comes to different colored versions, if I got them, I would make one version faster than the other because I prefer that color over the other one. The blue one, I'm going to keep the stock motors in it. I'm not going to change around the motors. Now the red one, I would uptick the motors in it. Make it
well,
faster. I prefer it better.
well, which one you find nicer, the blue one or the gray edition? If you put side by side, which one looks nicer?
Gray edition. The black one looked good too with the smoked black rims. You got to admit that was a good one.
Oh yeah, the black edition.
Black
Sorry,
edition,
I like the
edition
black edition because of the red shocks, the red parts.
and the chrome black rims.
If I was to get the black edition, I would paint it like the 80s versions because it already has the red parts.
But you also got that chrome black rims, which people like.
Yeah, I prefer the white rims than the chrome ones.
And you like, what was it, the bluish gray? Was it bluish gray on the gray edition? Was it a bluish gray rim?
I don't know if you noticed, because I know somebody who bought the gray edition. It came with a Hobby Wing ESC.
I agree with you, Magnified.
Was that?
Magnified says Tamiya should have different speed levels with the Mabuchi motor, a sport tuned and another M model with an RZ or TZ, or a RZ. Also, don't forget the BZ motor in there too.
Tamiya makes great motors and that, like the ones that you have, like the that you can replace the brush, but they're not readily available. Like you don't.
You know what I paid for my BZ motor? And it
Yeah,
came
but
from Japan. It came from
Where?
Japan. Their BZ motor, which is 1,000 RPM faster than the RZ and the TZ.
Yeah.
It also has lay down brushes, so
Yeah.
there's more contact with the commutator, so it's faster by 1,000 RPM. But they all have 20 degrees of advanced timing on its stock. That's the way they come with locked can, 20 degrees. And that's why they're so fast with 23 turns. There are 20 degrees of timing on it. And it adds more torque to it, believe it or not, when you advance timing. They're also high torque motors with a 23 turn, which is good. I got it from Japan. I got free shipping. This is from Japan. And it was a $30 motor from Japan, free shipping. That's
amazing.
Yes. And you know what? I asked him, I'm hoping it wasn't a knockoff. He says it's illegal to have knockoffs of any type, anything in Japan. So they're illegal. Knockoffs are illegal of anything in Japan. That's what they told me.
Wow. Well, the thing is, those Tamiya motor, they're just not readily available. Like you go to your local hobby shop, I guarantee you, most of the shop you go, they don't carry that.
I know.
Like, and the ones that carry Tamiya, you have to order, and that could take a month to get it.
I think I got that motor within a week from Japan. I was surprised how quick it was.
Yeah, but I'll try to go to your local hobby shop or whatever, or call them, whatever, and say, hey, I want to get this motor that you just mentioned. And first of all, they're probably gonna say, oh, well, they're gonna say, oh, I don't know, we could get them, or we'll try, or whatever.
You want to
It's
know
not that
why?
readily available.
They have to work within Horizon Hobbies catalog.
Yeah. So
That's why.
that's the thing, is that Tamiya has really good motors, but nobody really.
And they're good looking, even though they put a plastic the decal, it still makes it pretty with the chrome can.
I'm going back in time here, but I think that Kyosho Le Mans motor are the best looking motors ever.
But they're also good motors, and so Tamiya makes good motors. So did it's good to know that about Japan. Yes, that's what they told me. They knockoffs are illegal of any type, anything. Doesn't matter if it's hobby or not.
Yeah, I believe that.
So I wish Kyosho would go back to making their brushed motors again, make a vintage series like they do with the cars. Why not? People want those motors. Why not make them brand new vintage retro ones of their motors that look exactly like the other ones?
I'm not sure you remember it.
There's a market for every company who's been around a while to make vintage RC cars for people to buy. They'll sell. There's a market for it. It doesn't matter. Even Traxxas could do it. They would still sell.
Yeah, but there's certain vintage cars company doesn't exist anymore. Like I have a couple
like
of
AYKs. The
AYK. Nobody bought them. No, like they're gone for good.
Actually, our RC Icons is thinking of buying out the name, but he'd spell it differently and buy it from the family who still owns the rights to it. So he's thinking of possibly purchasing the whole thing. Says it's going to cost him a lot of money to do it, but he's thinking of doing it because he loves those AYKs.
Yes and no. Like I have the AYK Buffalo or Bobcat, but then when I look at my Kyosho Scorpion and my Tomahawk, very similar. If you look at your Kyosho Tomahawk,
It's a beautiful car.
What's that?
The Tomahawk's a beautiful buggy.
Yeah, but you look at it, it's very similar to the AYK Buffalo or Bobcat. The chassis, the rails the configuration is very similar. Of course, it's rear mounted motor and gearbox. Of course, the gears, all that's different. But overall, the feel of the metal or aluminum, whatever, is similar. And that's what I like about AYK, is that most of their cars are aluminum or alloy or steel, whatever you want to call it.
They have a lot of cantilever suspension systems.
Yeah. If somebody was to hypothetically buy the rights or reissue the AYK, I'm willing to spend big money on, it's called the AYK Viper. That thing is beautiful.
You know what? I gotta find that there's an Australian guy who runs on these beautiful tracks they have in Australia, nice big long tracks, and they run vintage on them. And he was running a vintage AYK 4-wheel drive on there.
So it was either the Viper or the Radiant.
Yes, it was the Radiant. I think it was the Radiant. Good
The
looking
Radiant
car.
is more.
The car handled well. It still handles well for how old it is. it took the beating from the track and still kept coming for more.
Yeah. Probably the Radiant. The Viper is it's not a handling buggy because the front suspension is similar setup to a sand scorcher. It pivots, like it goes up and down, like it's not a arm. It's just like the sand scorcher. And the rear
arms.
and the rear is a trailing arm, kind of like the frog.
Yeah.
So by
A lot of
having that
buttons with
setup,
trailing arms.
you're very limited in terms of for racing. Like, it's not a racing buggy.
Do you
Like you
know-
would not race the sand scorcher.
Did you
it
know
won't do well.
the hobby grade Nikos? They actually made a podium one year in a race.
Yeah.
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 But so what was interesting, Nico, when they made their hobby grade ones, the 4-wheel drives, they had BF Goodrich make the belt for the 4-wheel drive system. And people who get them and then take them apart, that belt is still usable. It's still in really good shape. So you got this tire manufacturer making this belt, so it's gonna freaking last. But you got to watch RC Icons. They had two different tiers. They had a tier 1 and a tier 2 for the upgrades for those particular Nico cars. So I even think Nico should go back to making their vintage toy ones that they made. Those were fantastic cars, like the Golden Arrow and stuff like that.
Yeah, but they're just along the line of the Tamiya Grasshopper in terms of.
Yes, but they had all sorts of different different sizes with different power supply batteries for it and all that type. 4.8. I had a 4.8 volt 1/18 scale 2-wheel drive truck with the 2-speed transmission in the back where you flip it.
Yeah.
It ran 10 miles an hour in a 4.8 volt battery.
Is it like a yellow or
No, this one was black. It was black.
oh?
It was, yeah, but it's still with a 4.8 volt battery. It still ran 10 miles an hour.
Wow.
So they were able to get decent speed out of lower voltage cars of theirs. I mean, what you would expect them to do. I mean, now you get 17 and 15 miles an hour, 18 scales, maybe even more. But that was back then. But I would love to see some of those old Nikos come back because they were some fun cars to play with too.
Yeah, but who owns the company Nico? Like they don't make it anymore. Like
they're still around. They're still around. A company bought them out in 2019, so they came back after a year of hiatus of being out of business, and someone came and bought them out. I would like to see them bring back their hobby grade cars. They would sell.
I have the Golden Arrow. I have it. I still have the box and everything.
It's still fun to play with, isn't it?
You wouldn't believe, you're gonna say, holy shit. I bought the Golden Arrow. It was a huge community garage sale about 6 years ago. And I picked it up for I believe about $15.
And you know what? A new in box or a real good example, go for decent money.
It's not new, but it's hardly a scratch underneath. It works. And still got the I should show it to you. It's actually downstairs.
They also had a red version.
Yeah, but the red's not the same. I don't think it's the same. It looks cheaper.
I mean, Nico made that car for Radio Shack.
Yeah, the Golden Arrow. It's a very heavy car. It's heavier than the Grasshopper.
It still managed to do 15 miles an hour, though.
Yeah, it's the gearbox, the plastic is very heavy duty. It has front trailing arm. So the suspension in the front is better than the Grasshopper. The rear is questionable. Very solid axle. but the detail looked good. Like it has a hard plastic body and roll cage, you want to call it. It's a good looking buggy. And it has your 540 motor in it.
Yeah, you know what? And it was nice is that if you think about it, you could still change the tires and get parts for it. They were semi hobby grade, the Golden Arrow. Because you could technically put hobby grade electronics in it if you wanted to.
So here's this wheel here.
Yeah,
It's similar. This is not the Golden Arrow. This is actually from the Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt is made. It's something we could get locally here from Sears back when in the 80s. And these tires here,
look,
you know,
this
kinda
they
like-
would hook up to a Hornet.
yeah, they would, but it's not the Hornet wheel. Obviously, it's one piece. But look at this. The rubber is actually still pretty good. It feels a little bit crackly, like rough, like it's not as soft, but I could still run this tire.
The Magnified says last think Nico made was a 1/10 short course truck. They did make a short course truck recently, but the old stuff is I miss it so much. I had some. I even had a 12 scale monster truck that I liked that did 12 miles an hour.
Nice. But this is amazing. It's probably designed by Nico.
yeah,
It still works. It's still good. And this is like somewhere between toy and hobby grade back then, like closest to hobby grade.
I call them semi hobby grade.
Yeah. Like meaning like, you know, you could replace the wheels and tires. And I remembered you could still get the parts like if you were to break the suspension arm or pieces.
Bill has a question for you, saying, wasn't the Golden Arrow the same thing as the car that Futaba put out? No, it wasn't. That was more like
no, the Futaba car that you're referring to was based on kind of like the Tamiya Striker.
And the Arrow one, whatever they called it.
The what? Oh, the Sonic Fighter.
Sonic Fighter, yes.
Yeah. Very similar, but not identical. Like you think the gearbox, the arms, everything fits, but I remember some parts don't fit as you think. Like the gearbox, the gear is probably the same, but something about, I don't know. It looks virtually the same, but it's not.
And they also had a friction dampered model and an oil filled damper model for Futaba. I know that you could get either one.
No, I think it's all friction damper ones. The Tamiya, there's two versions. The Sonic Fighter has the oil damper.
Sonic Fighter did, and the Striker was friction dampered. Either way, I wish they would come back out with those cars again. People thought they were ugly ducklings, but you know what? They would sell if they came out again. I'm telling you, they would, because now they're starting to get an uptick for those cars again, even those.
Well, the Striker is very unique. I think it's a good looking buggy, but it kind of reminds me of I don't know, like an F1 car.
Yes,
but a buggy. Like
yeah, but you know what? I like them both, but I think the Sonic Fighter was better looking.
Yeah, some people might disagree with you. Some people think it's ugly. I think that
they thought them both ugly, but you know what? The chassis performed.
Yeah, the Sonic Fighter, because it has oil shocks. That's the only difference.
That's a chassis they haven't brought back again. It's a totally different chassis than other buggies.
Yeah, but it had that chassis. You're lucky to find one that is mint, that is not broken. It has a weak point.
But they can fix
front
that
end.
plastics and too. And they, you know, all the vintage stuff they come out with, they've made better plastics, and then they added some things to it to make it work better, like they did with the new Frog.
Yeah.
They don't have the hexagon thing running it anymore, and the gearbox works much better now, and it has the dog bones instead, which works better.
Actually, I want to build. I wish I have a reissue Frog because I have an MIP gears, a ball diff that I
That's
bought.
a $60 option. That's a $60 upgrade.
I have the MIP and I have the universal dry shaft. That's if I have a Frog right now, I would put that MIP and the Tamiya universal dry shaft, and that Frog would be like amazing.
Magnified says I don't like the Sonic Fighter as the motor is just hung off the back of the as not like an afterthought. But you know what? I would love to have one of those cars because I want to see what it feels like to run them because the chassis is different.
I have the Sonic Fighter.
Yeah,
and
but I
it's-
would
and
love
it's
to
mint.
run it myself. You could feel the difference between that and some other independent trailing on cars.
Yeah, the Sonic Fighter. Yeah, you're right. It's very unique. Yeah, I don't know what to compare it to. Yeah. Yeah. I kind of wish they reissued that, right? Well, if they reissued the Sonic Fighter, they may as well reissue the Striker.
Yep. Hey, Bill, believe it or not, there's a company that also now makes aluminum chassis for the Lunchbox and Tamiya and the Hornet.
Yeah, but that's not their weak point.
No, but they made some company. I forgot the name of the company. Poor Boys has an RC. He's a fellow Canadian. And
I was on eBay the other day for fun, kind of like that topic, and somebody made a complete aluminum or metal chassis for the Grasshopper.
which is basically the Hornet. He made a Hornet out of that.
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know what's the purpose. Because there's nothing wrong with it.
It does have better, you know how you had that where the thing would move like this in the front?
Yeah, the rear gearbox where you have that
chassis, they have a spring in there, and I think it's held in by a screw, but it's a spring that you put the thing in. And the shaft that they sell you with the kit is the same as the one that's in the car normally. So it has stiff springs back there that won't move out of place, and it will stop the thing from doing this.
Yeah, but the Hornet, I mean, the gear, I mean, you want that. Like, I'm not sure when you run the Grasshopper, when you're turning around the corner, it skips. The rear end, you could, and when you get the gas and you're really trying to do donuts, you hear the wheels are the skipping because it wants to tilt, right? The Hornet doesn't do as bad.
No, because it has more articulation.
Yeah. So the Hornet is same thing as the Grasshopper too.
Well, this car did too, but it was stiff back there with those springs, but it would stop the.
Yeah, I know when you're backing up and that, like the kick or whatever, right? Yeah. I don't know. That doesn't bother me. Like I have one where I put the third shock.
Do you know that the technically the Grasshopper will lean into a turn still through its tires.
Yeah, it will. Yeah,
the tires will still compress into that position.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Also those gearboxes are bulletproof. They take a lot of abuse. You have to try really hard to bend one of those axles. I don't think I've ever seen anybody bend one of those axles in there. I think it's a bulletproof gearbox.
It's so simple, right? You only have a spur gear, and you have
a spur gear.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you can't make a buggy gearbox off road any simpler. I mean, the only thing you could probably do is make it posi traction, kind of like the Subaru Brat, where you don't have the bevel gears. then you just have 3 gears in a gearbox. You have the pinion, the spur gear, and the whatever drive gear,
They call it counter shaft gear.
counter shaft gear, right? So that'd be cool if you just have you remove the differential gear or the bevel gear for the grasshopper and have it a solid posi traction.
And you know who makes something like that where you can lock the diff? Shapeways make something where you can put it in there and lock the diff.
No, but why don't they just make a solid piece? I'm not sure if you ever seen a Subaru Brat gears.
Yeah. I remember these Subaru Brats had no diff gears. Just like
it just has that
just
kind
like
of
a
like that
fighting buggy.
copper thing that
and
sits
the
in
sand
there.
scorcher. It was just
What's that?
it was just a posi traction rear end, like the sand scorcher.
Yeah, and that's why the sand scorcher works so well on the sand because it doesn't spin, like it has both tires that are locked, right? So you have amazing performance.
Cornering's a little more difficult, but you get more straight line traction.
Yeah. If you drove your sand scorcher on the pavement, when you turn the corner, you probably end up flipping it easily because the posi traction.
But you know what? A ball diff and a slipper clutch, that adds limited slip behaviors.
Yeah.
Which is another good thing. I mean, they could have made the Hornet. They could have made it a limited slip diff if they wanted to. Also, they could have made a special ball diff for it.
Yeah.
I mean, did you know there's a lot of upgrades for the front suspension, Bill, for the Grasshopper and the Hornet? Anyways, I know that the cap on the front of the Hornet allows you to make it softer or harder by using the 2 O-rings in the cap. I know that I'm going to make my Cloud Dragon a softer front suspension on it because it's a cloud. Clouds are supposed to be soft and fluffy.
I have my Hornet and I have the Subaru Brat rear wheels and tires, and that thing runs amazing.
Yeah, I've seen on certain tracks, those tires do decently on a track. Sometimes.
I think the Subaru Brat wheels and tires, I put that in any Tamiya vintage buggies. It runs great with those.
Even the Honda Civic, the Turbo City one that they use tires. Actually, they did an original one used those tires, but I did like the other tires that they put on the Turbo City car. Those were cool radial looking tires.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have them. You have a Turbo City? I think you do.
I don't have one.
Thought you had one.
No, the closest I have is a Pajero.
They should bring that back.
It's basically the lunchbox with the Grasshopper front.
People would like it just because of the body.
They have the it's called a Montero, which is a lunchbox.
The CC02 Ford Bronco is about the only thing I see coming out from Tamiya this month. But the Bronco has been out for a while.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like the Ford Bronco body from Tamiya. They love the way it looks.
Yeah.
I bet you were upset with the Hot Shot 2, the Blockhead edition.
I don't know what's up with the
cage.
Blockhead. What's that?
The cage isn't slanted like it is on the original one.
Yeah, no, I know a few people who ordered it because I don't think it's out yet. But I think it's.
I wouldn't mind having it, but I would like to see the original one come back. Some people think the original one will come back out where it has the more slant in the cabin area.
It's weird because I think there's something wrong with Tamiya pricing or something. The Blockhead edition Hotshot sells for $299 Canadian, but the Hot Shot reissued, the Hot Shot sells it for $349. So there's $50 more
Then the
for the
hot,
Hot
shot.
Shot,
too.
but
Hot
the
Shot
Blockhead is like $50 cheaper. I'm not sure about in the US.
You know what? That was the same way with the Grasshopper 2 Black Edition compared to the regular Grasshopper. It was cheaper.
I see. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know why that one came with more stuff, like an oil-filled dampers all the way around.
Yeah.
I love the way the Black Edition looks, especially with the coloring. I did have someone paint the helmet orange to go with the accents of the decals instead of
Yep.
a red.
Well, anyways, the Blockhead Hot Shot is pretty cheap. Like I said, it's $300 Canadian.
So they know they have, people are upset with it. They're gonna sell it for cheap so they can get rid of them.
Yeah, which is weird because it's basically like a Hot Shot 2, I think. Or whatever, the Hot Shot or Super Hot. No, Hot Shot 2, I think, right?
Yeah,
Because it has 3 shocks. It has one in the front, 2 in the back.
yeah. Bill says, I like those Brat tires. They look very scale.
Yeah. And they work great. You put that on the Grasshopper, you put it on the Hornet, just the back, the rear.
They put them on the Fast Attack vehicle.
That's true. Yeah, you put that in whatever you put it on the Grasshopper. Just actually the Grasshopper rear tires is pretty good. It's the Hornet rear tires that I hate. They don't work well on the road.
Better in the snow and sand.
Yeah. Yeah, the Hornet rear tires is awful on the road.
But they're great on a baseball diamond.
Yeah. Yeah, I can believe that. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to buy new tires for that sooner because they're getting down to nubs.
Well, it's hard to buy the Super Brat wheels and tires because to me it doesn't have a part, like you have to buy it on eBay or something. It's weird. Like you could buy the tires separately, but you can't buy the rims, the bead lock, the rims and the screws together or something. It's weird. They're hard to get.
Blockhead Wild One is $1,000. Are you telling me that's what it costs in Australia? 1,000 Australian dollars?
No, it can't be. 1,000 Australian dollars is about 600.
Oh,
Or
and he says it's the
650.
Wild One. It's the $1,000. It's $1,000 for the Wild One Blockhead edition, which is very popular. They thought they made a limited production of it, and it got so popular they decided to make more of them.
I have the Wild One Blockhead. I still
Yeah.
haven't opened it yet.
Are you gonna make it?
I don't know. Probably not because I already have the original Wild One and I have the reissued Wild One.
But I'm surprised. I like the chrome parts that they chromed up parts on it, including the guy's helmet. That looks cool. You don't have to do anything with the helmet; just paint his face, or you can leave it like make him look like a
Terminator.
Terminator.
Yeah.
I think they were looking at all you have to do is put some red eyes in it.
Could.
Yeah, the chrome parts really do that car justice.
I like the chrome wheels.
Oh, the chrome wheels. I like the chrome gearbox.
Yep. Looks good.
Bill wants to know if those. Are you wanting to know if the 155s, the Subaru Brat tires? Scale motor back, it's 975. Knight's custom version is literally the most scale version of the Wild One you can get, right down to the scale motor in the back. It's 975. I think they're 1.9s, the Brat tires. Not that you'd ever use them on one of your trucks.
Yeah, I don't know what size Super Brat tires. I
I think they're 1.5. I think they're either 1.5s or 1.9s.
If you take the Super Brat tires and wheels and put it next to the Grasshopper wheels and tires, the Super Brat is significant bigger
The rim is bigger.
diameter.
Why would you like a pair of those tires, Bill?
No, you might as well get the RC4WD wagon wheels, the white one there, and get 1.55. It looks more scale for scalers.
Yeah, well, I don't know what he used those tires on. I would love to have a pair of those tires for a car.
Yeah.
The Brat Sand Blasters. Yes, I'll be right back, guys.
Yep. I'll be right back.
Oh wait, someone's coming in. Who's coming in?
Adam Salmon.
Hello, yes, I'm here. It's my first time on this one because I was in YouTube and I found you on live. That's why I want to join to say hi.
Hey, how's it going?
You go ahead. I'm gonna be right back. Stay around. If you can read you can talk to people in the chat too. If you could still read what's in the chat, you could do that too. I'd like to discuss what you have as hobby in the cars in the hobby.
Yeah, be cool.
Sure, yeah. How are you, saying?
Good, good. And you?
Good, good. What country are you from? I love gender nationalities.
I'm in Canada.
I mean, oh, yeah, okay. I mean, originally, like, you know.
Oh, originally Vietnam.
I love Vietnam so much. Some people this live on Zoom, yeah? People, when I went to YouTube, they sent me a lot of people on YouTube. They decided to have like Zoom meetings from like the church, the global stream player, cameras on Zoom, Earth from space, camera on the beach, everywhere. I don't know why they would give me this.
Wow. So where which country are you in?
London, bro.
Oh, London.
Yeah. Let me send it to you. Let me show my. Can I share my screen so I can show you on YouTube?
Yes. Yeah,
Sure.
you're like
Wait, is it
you're
shared?
like
Yeah.
5:30 in the
Can you
morning.
see my YouTube here? Yeah.
Yes, I see something.
So
Yes.
some people they send like, for example, these ones, and nobody's joining. Only 66 people watching it. But if I want to join the Zoom, there's no. Are you serious? There's a Zoom meeting?
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
oh, so you're.
No, I'm sharing the screen because a lot of people they send me lots of Zoom meeting from churches. I want to see if I can join, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to join.
We talk about RC cars here. Are you in the hobby?
Okay, maybe I need to mute myself because my mom's talking to me for a second. Hi.
Do you have vehicles in the hobby?
Huh?
Do you have RC cars?
No.
Oh, because that's what we do here. We talk about RC cars.
Yeah, I was joining to see like I want to see what the join Zoom like as a whole Zoom or something like that. I'm going to join the church meeting now.
Okay.
There's a church. No.
Okay.
Can I share my screen, sir? Can I share my screen, Brad?
What do you need to share?
The church. There's a church that he sent me some Zoom meeting. Let me show you.
Yeah, but
Look here, like here. You know what? I might join if I like it. I will stay there. If I don't, then I'm coming back.
okay.
Right,
We
cheers.
talk about RC cars here, and
Yeah, I'm gonna try to. If they let me to speak there, it's fine. But if they're not, I will leave and I will speak to them like later. Whatever. I'll see you later.
That was
Already.
strange.
Yeah. I'm gonna
I
turn
don't
up a
know.
little bit
I
of
don't
heat
think I have the
here.
ability to boot them.
I'll be right back. I'm just gonna put the heat up.
I don't. How do I stop the screen from being shared?
I don't know. Give me 1 second.
Wish Frank was here.
Excuse me. Hello, Brad, again. When I
Yeah.
was joining there, it's just a hand up. I could just put my hand up and he doesn't speak English. It's only nobody there.
I don't know who you're talking to about.
What did he say?
Nothing. I'm messing around with my settings here.
Okay, let me mute myself, bro. Brad, where are you from?
I'm from Ohio. I'm in the United States.
I love the United States. Can you guess what country I'm from?
You say you're in UK,
Correct.
but I don't think you're originally from there.
No, I'm originally from UK, but I was born in the UK, but I'm originally Lebanese, so I'm from Lebanon also.
Oh, okay. Now
Have you tried Lebanese food? Do not tell me have you did. You did, didn't you?
I've had Lebanese food, yes.
Oh my God! That's clever. That's clever. But you know this. Okay, can I talk to you about something?
Go ahead. I'm having problems with something here. Hold on.
Damn it. You know, because there's a guy on Zoom. He is ridiculous. Like, he's just do Zoom meeting on, what do we call this? Lawyer. Like, he's a lawyer, and he do Zoom meeting on lawyer on coronavirus. You can never join. No more. You cannot at all. You can never join that one. Hello?
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't. He can't join anymore, and I'm not impressed. Wait, so I can see the comment
I
from
have-
YouTube. Oh wait, You know, I already subscribed to your YouTube in case if there's a lot of people, so I can speak to here. Oh, I can't hear you, sir. Hold on.
I have a friend who's Lebanese who I'm very good friends with. He invites me to his holidays, and he's Lebanese. He's Christian.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. We need to join a lot of people.
We're gonna end the stream right now, okay?
Well, okay, there's one of them. There's one of them from the church stream, and it was ridiculous. I couldn't. It's just stupid. You just joined, and you just put your hand up. No voice. You just only text.
Do you know who this person is?
No, they don't show us their faces. Just join. Like, honestly, just join and put their picture, no picture of themselves there. Stupid. I can't do it again. Now they don't let me anymore. Let me show you, because this is ridiculous. I can't join at all. I mean, I can, but they will not let me speak. Only the broadcaster can only speak. Let me show you. Where's that one? Where's the goddamn speaker? Where is it? There, yeah, here. So this guy, he just put his camera on Zoom like this. Just like that.
I don't know why. Someone's playing games, and I don't know why. Can you turn that off, please?
Yeah, okay, the screen. Huh?
Sang?
Yep.
Okay, what, I don't know what the hell's going on here, and I did something by accident, and I don't want to do that, and,
Yeah. Well, I probably good time for me to go because it's like a quarter after, sorry, quarter to one almost.
okay.
But I guess I'll see you on Thursday.
Yes, next Tuesday also.
All right. I'll let you go. Probably good time to, I don't know what's going on, but I have to go.
Okay,
All right. Good night.
good night.